What is good, rookies? Welcome to Supercoach After Dark. Tonight, we are joined with a local. You know his face. You've seen him before. You've probably seen him crack eggs on his head. Supercoach Pro. How you going, mate?
Good, mate. How are you? I just know it's a late night stream, so we're doing this again. Musashi, you can't really see it in between the bushes
Oh,
from
you
home.
can't see the great. Yeah, I got a red. I'm gonna get some wings. This Red Bull.
I think we need some because there's a lot to discuss, as we both know. But what's your projection at the moment, anyway? Because I'm sure people will be asking projections all night.
Yeah, projections will be definitely a big topic, as we've seen some massive projections. I've probably had 3 projection changes. I've gone from high 2400s back to 2370s, back to 2400s, and now I'm currently at 2391. So sitting pretty well. How about yourself? What's your projection looking like?
Mine's done similar. It went from 2.3 to 2.5, and now it's sitting at 2.4, 2.1.
Nice. Very,
It's
very solid. Very good. We will get stuck into the comments shortly, guys. But we have another person joining us tonight, believe it or not. We've got a trifecta hitting us. This is the first for Supercoach After Dark. Apparently, this Saturday, we've just all got the energy. So we're going to add him into the stage. We have Damo from Supercoach Edge. Welcome in, mate. First time on the channel. For those that don't know, he is a Blue Baggers boy, so take it easy on him. But he's an absolute legend in the community. You probably would have heard the round remix that has been popping off in the community, which has been awesome. But how are you, Damo? How are you feeling about your round so far?
Good, mate. Good. Good to see you boys on the After Dark. I've been a regular tuner-innerer, and geez, there's been some juicy content slung around left, right, and centre. Must be said.
Yeah.
So it's a pleasure to be joining.
Yeah, a few IQ points may have been lost in these streams. Let's be honest, but that's all right.
There's what's behind you there as well, Brad. What do you got?
It's Homer. Yeah.
A bit of an interesting reference.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Very good. I like that. I like it. Well, it sounds like you boys are having a pretty good week.
Yeah.
Doing pretty well. Doing pretty well.
Good.
Definitely better than last week, where I just managed to get over 2,000. This week, I'm sitting comfortably over that. So anything's better than last week.
Very good. Yeah, I'm just having a look now. I think I'm slated for 2296, so nothing too extreme, but is what it is.
I'm seeing a fair few 25 pluses, 2,500 pluses in the chat, which is scary. Guys, I was meant to be feeling good about my score this week. Don't ruin it for me. All right? don't do it. All right, let's just get straight into it. We're going to get smashing through these comments because last week with JG, it took us almost 3 hours to get through all the comments. So we're just going to smash this through. Daniel Green, thank you so much for joining us, mate. Member of the channel. Week started great. Took a huge turn. Went down as quickly as it could. I can't take a break with these mid-price / primos. Yeah, it's been a bit of I'm noticing more consistency in my midfield this week rather than a massive spike in either a floor or a ceiling. How are you guys? Brad, what's your midfield looking like at the moment?
My midfield's actually good. It's like, I'll just give you numbers: 157, 89, 93, 118, 116, 98, 87 with Chera to go.
Solid.
So it's a mixed bag. I'm just finding every week at the moment, don't know if it's the same for you guys, your back line will fire and your midfield won't, and then vice versa. That's what I'm really struggling with my team, is just consistency. But other than that, I think we're flying. We're ranked 747. I think we also maintain rank or probably go up this week.
Amazing. What about you, Damo?
Yeah, a bit of a mixed bag. So I've got Dakes 125 as the VC locked in. Sarong is being the thorn in my side 108. It's just, I don't quite understand with Sarong, like years gone, seems as though like that contested style that he has is kind of been rewarded. But this year seems like it's going more towards Brayshaw, who's kind of like the hybrid type player, but is what it is. I always say with Sarong, I think his lowest score dating all the way back to all the way through last year was like 84 or something. So if this is his floor, I'm happy enough with it, but it's still a little bit frustrating because he's not hitting those heights. I've still got Chera to go, Marich and Hewitt. And also I've had Oliver 98, Levi Ashcroft 68 and Lindsay 78. So got a few rookies in the mids, but see how we go.
Yeah, very much in a similar boat as to you, Damo. I've got Lindsay's score. I've got Ashcroft as my rookies. Still have Chera and Newcomb to go. So debut for Newcomb. So we're hoping he goes nuts against West Coast. But otherwise, like at the moment, my defense and midfields are looking pretty on par around that 100 mark. Sheasel's got the highest score in the defense at the moment. Obviously, was hoping for a bigger score from Whitfield, but kicked the ball and tweaked an ankle. The bloody glass cannon that he is. It's just one of those things, but boy, Studi. I love Studi. Another very, very present and engaging one in the community. Projected with the 2209, got the trainer loop, awesome, and the Gorn VC. Very, very good. Generally not sure if 2450 will be considered massive this week. I don't think it will be. I think this is one of those weeks where we see like a 2600 sort of mark. What do you boys think? Do you think this is what do you think is the max score? I'll give you both an opportunity. What do you think is going to be the max score this week? I'll let Damo go first.
I reckon someone's going to crack 2500 easily. So it's going to be high 2500, something ridiculous, like someone that has Cherry, Gorn VC, Dacos, Brayshaw, all the big dogs. There's going to be someone out there with those players. I mean, they are pretty highly owned. So to get a combination of that, I think is going to be possible. So around about that mark, I reckon.
Yeah. What about you, Brad?
I reckon 2650. That's where I guess I reckon it'll be a huge score this week because I reckon my projections out. I reckon I'm almost due for a 2-5, and my side's not as crazy as what I've seen anyway.
Yeah, well, as Damo said, there's a lot of players that are pretty highly owned that popped off. You know, you had your Sherrys, Sheasels for those that held, your Dacos, and then you have Gorn as well, who ownership's a little bit different to some of the others. But it just seems to be a weaker ceiling scores, really. It's really interesting. Sheasel, have we all held? Just quickly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
We have.
Very good. Very good. We all got the 135.
Back in those primos,
keep it together.
Not so much the fake primos though.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I mean. Is we saw a few fake primos pop their head up at the start of the season. Some have bounced back though, and one of them was tonight. If we want to consider Mr. Callahan himself a fake primo.
Yeah, he's unreal.
He's a really good player. I was really hesitant to get rid of him. Like he showed the hallmarks. Like you look at his stats and stuff, and he was still getting his hands on the ball, still had the role, and that's what I always go back to. Is like as long as they're still getting their hands on the ball, they've still got the same role which they were able to score highly in previously. There's no real reason to get rid of him. But I think I flipped him to Dacos. So he was my ticket to him, and otherwise I probably would have stuck with him. But it was just that perfect sort of dollary-do mark where I wasn't going to break the bank trying to trade someone else up to him. But good hold there by you, Brad. Spot on.
Yeah, it was a bit of a fluke hold because I didn't want to try to put 150k on his head. I wanted to try to get someone similar that could score, like a LDU almost coming down to the same price, but just never eventuated. So it was a bit of just like, I can't do anything. I'll just upgrade around him and hold him that way. And like you said, the stats were there, but sometimes you just dispose of it shockingly and whatnot. So it's a good hold for now, and he'll probably just stay there until the buys, I reckon.
Definitely. I think, if you held that through and you held the faith and with prioritizing getting rookies off field, it's paid back over the last 2 weeks, which I don't think many were expecting considering what the projections were looking like. But hey, again, it's that age-old fairy tale or fabled tale of hold your primos, even your fake primos. They will somehow capture a spike score at least at some point. For tonight's game, Dodgy Malacca wants to know, was Bont tagged by Bedford? I believe Bedford spent some time on Richards, and then Bot went forward. Yeah, I think there was some few rotations through there, based on what I watched. Were you guys able to watch some of the game?
Yeah, it was the same. Like you said, it was Richards and Bot that it was going to. I couldn't tell you what the split was, but it definitely was both.
Yep. And then we got Studi initially, but rested for it's pretty much what we were saying. First trade question. Dodgy Malacca, should I not trade in Flynn this week, which will save him a boost, and get Rowan Marshall next week? He's checked that he can definitely get him if he gets rid of Emreid and Kako next week. So would we hold off on Flynn this week to lock in a Marshall next week, or do we think Flynn's too important for cash gen to pass up? Because I know a
Yeah,
few. I think we all traded in Flynn.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Brad, I'll let you give your thoughts first. Is Flynn a must?
well, he's borderline a must, but I just think Marshall 200k more. What's the point of doing that? You may as well get Flynn and then hope that a Marshall or a Ruck Primo's come down to a similar price if you wanted to use Ruck as your flex. But his negative break even is huge, and the cash that Flynn can make in 2 or 3 weeks is going to be more than Marshall. So, if the rest of the competition goes for Flynn and you don't, and you're waiting for Marshall, it might be a bit of a no-go. You might actually regret it by the weekend, that's for sure.
Definitely. And your thoughts, Damo?
Yeah, totally agree with Brad. I think just at the lower price point, that's obviously a big tick compared to Marshall, and the fact that he's going to make more money than what Marshall will. So if you're using Flint as kind of that hybrid cash cow, I like to refer to them as, like non-field cash cow that's able to score quite high, but also make you 150k profit, then that's the bee's knees compared to Marshall. I don't think he's going to be a genuine keeper in the realm of being an R2 or even an R1, and being a full season flex player. I just think with Flynn, once he's made his money, you punt him out. It's really hard because as a ruck only in your flex, you're really hamstrung in terms of the amount of flexibility, I guess, for lack of a better word, to use that in trading players up and around and everything else. Like, it's been very handy for myself. I don't know about with you boys, but like just swinging players around like 3 different positions that are DPP, it's been awesome. So I think if you're going to like lock in a third ruck, I'd almost want to make sure it's a keeper. Like if you're going the 3-headed beast in Gorn, Cherry, and TDK, Marshall, I don't know, not that confident in as a bit of a keeper.
Yeah, and that's probably my only thought I'd add to that is we've seen like 3 scores under 70 at the moment. Yes, he's come out and done a 130. We knew he had this ceiling, but if I was looking at him, I'd want to see it backed up before I jump the ship or miss out on a cash gen of Flynn. I'd want to see him more. Like he's got Shrek next week, then TDK, then he's got West Coast, and then he's got Wits. So it's an okay run. It's not horrible, but yeah, I'd probably get Flynn in. I think the final verdict is just get Flynn in. Yep. If you still love Marshall, let 2-3 weeks, say that Flynn gets dropped after 4 games and you can make that pivot, then awesome. You've hopefully seen enough to be confident that you're going to grab in. And you never know what's going to happen with these rucks. I mean, Grundy's been pretty good. Not to get him back in the team. He was up and down all last season, but I'm not going there ever again. But I don't know. There's no consistency. Like we've had a really good week with rucks this week, surprisingly. But yeah, I still don't. Do we have any confidence on R1 and R2 end of season? I think Sherry's now confidently got the R1 spot now that he's kind of worked past that hamstring issue. I think Gorn's going to be in there for R2 at this point.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Very good. Cause Up, the ladies' man, has a projection of 23-20. Dale killed my projected. Dale's killed a lot of teams lately.
He's killed me.
Yep. Brad, you don't have Dale, do you?
Nah, I actually like the pick too, so I feel bad for people that went there because on the eye test, the first couple of rounds, he looked fantastic. So, yeah.
Yeah, sucked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you got plans for Dale, Damo? Because I know some people will be Dale owners that might be looking to figure out what the hell to do with him because it's just a pain owning and they need to do something.
Yeah, well, my objective with Dale, like, he's never going to be a keeper. Like, I never brought him in on the off chance that he was going to be. Like, analysed his games in previous preseasons, and he's got like a knack for having a really erratic scoreline. Like the standard deviation he's scoring is really massive. So he's like has a knack for having a really unstable floor, and he can have these really big out of the box games as we saw in the first 2 rounds of the season. But he's too variable in his scoring and doesn't have that consistency behind him. So you're gonna it's no surprise seeing these games pop up from time to time. It's almost like every second week, and I think I spoke about it on this week's episode of Supercoach Edge that it's like every second week from here on out, he's kind of having a good week, and he was kind of on a down week this round. So it's no real surprise. He'll probably come out next week and have another blinder. But in terms of plans, I was hoping that he wouldn't score as low as he did tonight and wouldn't drop as much in cash because I was thinking of maybe using him as a swing to get track in and get him on the way up. And then I'll have to probably play a Reed, which isn't ideal, in D6, and that'll push Bice to D5. But that's probably my plan at the moment. Otherwise, I'm also looking at Sinclair as well. But yeah, we'll have to rejig some things around. And maybe I was hoping to go Dale straight to Sinclair and then maybe Davidson up to track, but I might have to do the opposite and go Dale to track and then swing someone else to Sinks when he's bottomed out.
Yeah, so you're pretty much looking to offload him at this point. You're like, yep, seen enough. Can't be on this train anymore. Get me off. Yep.
Yeah, he's not going to be like a Callahan.
Yeah,
Callahan's if you're comparing the pair, Callahan's a better pick than Dale.
There you go. Heard it here first, guys. Damo's jumping off the Dale train. James has a projection of 25.03. Very, very solid. Studi reckons that we might see a 2,700 this week. And look, if there was going to be a week for it to happen, it's probably this week. Because there have been some massive scores, as Damo mentioned, for some highly owned players. JG, the man we had on last week, did an amazing job and stuck around for almost 3 hours. Absolutely so good. Threesome's always better after dark.
Spoken from experience there, I think, for the Sunday.
Oh, look, he's probably speaking from recent experience. That man's on absolute blind at this weekend.
Isn't he?
He is. Keelan is projected 25.73. Is this above par? Yes. 100% is well and truly above par. You're having a ripper week, mate. Max, welcome in, mate. Dacos VC took the gamble to see Jerry save my round. Very nice. Wow. I was very scared that Jerry was going to outscore Gorn, and then the whole excitement of Gorn's VC was about to be diminished. So I'm kind of glad that there might have been some. Again, it was like within 10 points, I think, or 11-point difference. You know, nothing too crazy, but you take the points in the position that I am at the moment. Do you guys? Who's got Sherry? Who's got Gorn?
I got Gorn.
Yeah, I got Cherry.
Oh, there you go. Very interesting. I think the
VC Gorn as well.
Yeah, I have to thank Scooby Doo. He told me to VC Gorn. I did the team sheet on Thought Play Supercoach with him on Thursday, and he's just like, no VC Gorn. Because I had Sinclair as my VC. Because I was expecting him to go off, and he just hasn't. Good for you, Damo, because you can target him now. Lucky. But thankfully, Scoob's convinced me. I locked it in. Camporelli became my captain. Found a use for him finally.
Good old Campo.
Good old Campo. Yeah, Bailey Dale. Speaking of a ripper weekend, JG tips to cure a hangover that hits at 10 p.m. after passing out at 6 p.m. A cold shower. Literally have a cold shower. It will change your life. You boys got any cures? Come on. Surely you've got some homemade remedies.
I was going to say eat your greens, but I'm not going to say which ones.
The dry ones, yeah?
The dry ones, yeah.
I think the dry ones.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, man.
Just some filthy food. Kebab usually is my go-to. Yeah, classic. I feel like shit afterwards.
No. Nice little HSP.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Annihilate the toilet bowl.
Yeah, it's literally you go from one extreme.
After God bog.
Oh man. Jonas Goat, another local legend. Thanks for joining us, mate. Connor Stone 77. We finally saw a decent score from this rookie after I assume most have gotten rid of him. I think others might have held on for the DPP swings, as you know, Damo was talking about the flexibility while using the flex position as well. Have you guys held on to Stone, or has he been long gone?
Gone.
I never had Stone.
There you go. Yeah, he was gone for me 2 weeks ago, I think. So just how it is. We didn't see that much, but he was pretty active tonight. So, I mean, if you held on, that works because he's probably going to make some more cash now. Very, very good. Jack Dale. Yes, Dale's a constant tease because he looks good in some portions. He'll have like a purple patch in games, not necessarily purple patch of games. And you're like, oh, this is going to be a good game. And then, no, he just doesn't.
Does nothing.
Now the max projected 2,500. Got in a red dot to get Stones 78. Very good. Daniel Green, another one. G'day, lads. Hope you are both well. Hope you and your partner and young fella are well. And big shout out to you, rookie or legend. Thank you, mate. How are you going, Brad? To quickly deviate from Supercoach, how is the family? How's the little one going?
Yeah, good. Keeping me up a lot of the time, but the amount of bottle changes I'm doing, because now I've got a 2-year-old and a newborn. It was born 2 weeks ago. It's pretty full on in here, hence why I haven't really been in any live streams for the last 2 weeks. So back at it now. So just handballed the baby back to the misso tonight. So I've got time to do this. But yeah, pretty well, thank you.
Oh, that's good, mate. Glad to hear it. And appreciate you joining us. Busy time for you indeed. But glad to hear things are going well. And even better for your Supercoach team as well. To be able to now the dad life and now your Supercoach team all in 1 week. That's an accomplishment, mate. So well done.
I almost missed my trades with him.
You missed your what, sorry?
I almost missed doing my trades because I had to change the nappy.
Ooh.
Learn to multitask now, Brad. One hand on your phone.
Literally, I did just like 10 seconds before the bounce for Ned Long.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That was a good trade in those that jumped on Ned Long season this week. It was paid very well. Seems like that role is sticking quite well.
I'll be back, gents. Just 1 minute.
Easy, mate. 25.03 predicted for James, Bice, TDK, Smith, Marek, and E. Hewitt left to go. Very solid. Another James. Don't get me started with Dale. I feel like it's going to be a very popular topic for tonight. Trade Davidson next week. I think it's a fine trade out next week. I think he's very much at his even at this point.
What did he score?
In the 50s, unless he got scaled up for that junk goal at the end.
I'll have
a look.
Yeah, 51. I'd get rid of him.
51. Yeah. So break even's going to be like 50 next week if I can remember. So yeah, that perfect trade out option. Get a track in, get in that value primo ideally, and take a rookie off field. That's all you need to do. Focus on that. JG has projection at 25.42. Ooh, I will not get it. You know how much of a joke I think projections are. Well, I mean, you can have a bit of hope, I suppose. Be positive, JG. I know your head's in a toilet bowl at the moment, but just chin up. Chin up. Jack, Dawson, and Dale continue to test my mental state. Dawson's a great shout here. Given Dawson's form, he's going to be very, very cheap very soon. Is he in consideration to pick up the value? Or do we expect him to turn it around to even look at getting him in? Or do you think he's just not someone you'd go to this season so far?
I was speaking with Cheese about this, and he's an owner. And I haven't said as a non-owner, it's a hard watch. Just the way he kicks it and just hopes that his forwards get it. So for me, I know he's going to be like 500k, but I can't do it just because he looks so bad. He's a frustrating one to watch. So I won't go there. I'll let the people sort of trade him out. And yeah, I'm not going to go there though.
Yeah. I've been definitely having an eye on him just to see if he does turn it around a little bit. But again, he's playing that inside mid role versus that outside role where he can take those precision kicks. Whereas now he's just hacking it off the boot and going wherever. That DA is just horrible. So yeah, I think you still watch. I don't think you get him in until you see that kind of turnaround, I think. Before we get into this next one, 112 people hanging out with us. So thank you guys for joining. Myself, Brad, and Damo is here lurking in the background. If you are here, make sure you give a like to the stream. Just while you're here, it takes 2 seconds just to show that you love the stream, you love the therapy sessions and the potential traumatic experiences that come your way in this stream. Supercoach God, who I know has been in the chat, definitely knows what I'm talking about there. Jonas Goat, the Cal Pepper, 98, 106, and 101. My goodness, I feel a bit mad about this, considering I used him to get Baz in. So I'm still probably sitting positive from a Baz trade point of view, but who would have thought come into round 7 that Cal Pepper would have been one of the main batter cash cows after the first round?
Yeah, crazy, because I traded Power Pepper in for Brayshaw, so same sort of thing, and I've used Brayshaw for 1 or 2 captaincies now as well. So it's kind of like it was worth it, but at the same time, if I had known this was coming, I would have held. So it's a bit of a win-win. Yeah,
and that's what I mean. Is like it is a bit frustrating when you're like, oh, I trade them out now; they're doing well. Are you actually? Is it kind of like is it breaking even? Considering you got in like a Brayshaw or a Smith or whoever it might be. Like over the season, it's a rookie off field. other people are going to have to find a trade out at some point. It's probably going to balance out a fair bit. So I wouldn't be stressing too much. Stuart, Ash has done it again. Ash is smashing it this season. Like he's almost seems better than Whitfield at this point, or at least more consistent.
I reckon he's top 6, maybe.
He's definitely a shout. He's definitely around that mark. What do we got? He's at 544. It's definitely going to spike up and cash this week. Oof. Again, Ash, top 6 defense. George Hewitt, top mid.
Yeah.
What's happening this season?
There's always a couple of smokies, though, isn't there?
Oh, of course. Of course. I feel like there's been a lot more smokies this season, though. Like, you had McLuggage as well, who's kind of touched earth again this week. But we might see Hewitt do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, I reckon he will.
Crazy.
Yep.
I don't see Geelong giving him attention. Like, if they're going to get Atkins to go on anyone, it's probably like a Cripper, or not even a Cripper. It's probably a Walsh.
I was going to say Sam Walsh as well, actually.
Yeah, it's probably. I don't think Atkins is built to follow Cripper around. Cripper's just too tall. They'll go to a Walsh. Like, Hewitt's is going to be free to do whatever he wants. Max then asks, is Ash a pick? I definitely think so. I think he's been well established now where you can confidently, if you believe he maintains this and goes top 6, paying. I wonder if I can find a projection for him. Let's see what Scoobs has done. Because I know Scoobs is on this. Has he done Lockie Ash? Here we go. He'll be priced at 572 with a break even of 89. I think that's a well-balanced price to get him in if you wanted him next week.
He'd be a great pod as well.
Definitely. So, Max, definitely think that Ash is a pick. The Greek Raven, welcome in, mate. Thanks for hanging out with us. How's it going, lads? What's with the primos? The Merritt, Sarong, Dale. I just can't catch a break. I got Sarong instead of Brayshaw because he was $700 short. That sums up my season. I mean, yeah, this is kind of that's a bit of salt in the wound. A lot of people obviously know Sarong's capabilities. He's, been actually a main gun for seasons now. And I still think it was a fine trade-in. But in comparison to seeing Brayshaw do these massive scores consistently now, it's a bit frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I was on the same thing. I went Merritt instead of Dacos. And Merritt's given me 106 and an 89, and Dacos has gone 172 and 125. So it's amazing how much points you lose between two primos that you think will score around the same, but then can, over a 2-week period, literally have a 100-point differential. It's crazy.
Yeah. And this is what I mean. And I guess the one thing that my cope for this not getting Brayshaw, and it was a very clear pick if I followed my own second banana theory to get him in. But it just brings true that second banana theory for this season, that those number 2 that second bananas are just popping off because that first banana is copping a tag.
Yeah.
And look, wrong. Go.
This was your theory at the start of the year, and I wasn't ever against it. I thought, yeah, actually got a really good point here, and that's what actually persuaded me to go Brayshaw over Sarong in round whatever it was, 5, because I was like, I think you're onto something here, and we've seen that Brayshaw's gone nuts. Sarong's copying all the attention. So, yeah, Brayshaw's excellent. So, second banana is definitely the theory that's going to pay off this year.
For sure. Welcome back, Damon.
Thank you.
Talking about the second banana theory, we obviously have seen people go for maybe a Sarong instead of a Brayshaw, and it feels a bit salt in the wound like at the moment, just because Brayshaw's popping off.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's a good theory because, I mean, there's even Dunkley compared to Neil, like guys that just avoid the tags. I was a little bit worried with Brayshaw because I've been an owner of his in the past. I think it was about 2 seasons ago, and it was like Sarong was getting tags, and then Brayshaw came good and was in a really purple patch, and then he was getting tagged, and it's frustrating the shit out of me this time around because Brayshaw is like killing it, and opposition coaches are still like tagging Sarong, or like even on the weekend, like tagging, what was it, Young, I think at one stage. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, fucking so stupid.
Yeah, there's not owners like me just like begging for a team to tag Brayshaw so you can touch Earth again. And it's just like, it's like Essendon just like, oh, let's just let Dacos roam in the 450. No worries. Just
crazy.
Sure.
I've got a theory. I don't think it's that, teams can't tag these players per se, but I think sometimes the tagger doesn't have the tank to run with him. So a Sarong you can run with him because he doesn't got much outside game. So you can stoppage him, you can pull his jumper, you can get on the inside with him and sort of bully him around stoppage. Whereas the guys that run 1-2, 1-2, they know the leading patterns of their forwards and they can get in and under and all that sort of stuff. Like your Brayshaws, your Dacos, those guys that have a really high work rate. I think they're harder to follow. And if you do, you're gassing yourself out anyway. So maybe teams are just going, all right, if we can stop it at the source, then it won't get to the outside in the first place. Because if I'm a coach, I'm not going for Brayshaw either because I know he's going to want the 1-2. I'm going for the Sarong that's going to grab the clearance to Brayshaw. So maybe that's why, theoretically, the Brayshaw is the pick, those kind of players.
Agreed. Max reckons he can go 26.50 this week. That would be massive, Max. Definitely keep me in the loop on how you're traveling tomorrow because by that last game, you should know whereabouts you're going to sit. Causa traded Stone out for the week. Have to play Patton now where I could have played Stone. Yeah, it's just one of those awkward ones where you just don't really... You didn't expect... No one expected Stone to go 50 plus, given his recent scores. Just happens. Have you guys got Patton or have used Patton as a loop that have now been kind of burnt by Patton playing?
No, I don't got either of those players.
I've seen a fair few people.
Patton's gone as well. Patton was like my very early trade, I think.
Yeah, he was pretty dead pretty early, but some people held on for the that early DPP before the DPP were updated, and they were using him as a loop to get trained to score or get the captaincy, and now they have to pivot, unfortunately, because he's named to play. Not even.
How many dead rookies do you guys have each?
Ooh, define dead. Because I have copium for Al Hooley to come back into the squad.
No, like red dot. Because I've got 3. I've got 1 in each line. I've got Leak, Hooley, and Henderson.
I currently have Al Hooley, Campo, Hall, and Hendo.
Yeah. I have Al Hooley, Clay Hall, Sartis, and that's it. I traded out Campo this round to Flynn. So I finally got rid of one.
There you go. Very good. Yeah, look, it's very important. You don't need any more than there may be some value in having a loop in each line at some point potentially, but this early in the season you want to try and get as much cash gen. So I'm heavily considering next week just a downgrade week. Depending, I might go early on a Husway and just do some rookie corrections at this way. If Husway goes nuts, I'm expecting him to because he's an absolute gun. But if he doesn't, I might actually cry.
I think there's a better way to do rookie corrections, and I think that's over the buys because in the buys you seem to have a lot of dead rookies. I think that's when I'll, sideways dead rookies when I need for round 12. I've got so many primos that I'll actually need to maybe nullify my dead rookies into rookies that are playing that week just to get points on the field. So with my leaks and players like that, if they're not named up until then I'll sideways them that week because that's when I actually need them.
True. Very good point. Very good point. Haven't considered that. This is why you're a pro. Easy.
Oh, no.
Simple.
No.
Simple. Yeah. Hey, you're ranked, was it 747, 787, whatever it was?
747, yeah.
747 Boeing. You're flying.
Yeah. He's flying.
Jules wants to know, does he take the Dacos VC or risk it on TDK? Damo, what do you reckon, being the Blue Baggers boy?
Take it. I would take anything over 120 is my my pass mark. So I've locked in Dacos myself. Got the chance to go for TDK as the C, but he's not rucking against his brother this time around. It's the two-headed combo, even though they're not decent in Blitzarves and Stanley. Much more confident just sticking with what we know with 125. And I mean, it has been a high scoring round, but I don't know. I'm happy to go for that Dacos score. What about you boys?
Yeah, what do you think, Brad?
I reckon take it for sure.
Yeah. Couldn't agree anymore. I think you've got a guaranteed 125 at the moment versus what could be a 115 or a 150. You never really know. So you got a guaranteed 125, which is look, if you've seen any chaos over the last few weeks with captaincies, you've got I dare say some people have lowered their tolerance to if it's more than a 115, they'll take it. So I got burnt by Sinclair last week. So if I had Dacos as my VC, I'd 100% be locking that in.
I'm just laughing because I was just scrolling down the comments and JG said, "Oh, Sam Durham scored well. Sucks not only." Sucks not only.
Oh man. JG. Done it again. Speaking of Jays, we got DJ Gunn Holmes, another local legend. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Butters is going to almost reach 700k. Good luck trying to snap him up. Yeah, he is unreachable at this point because I don't see his form stopping.
Yeah, easy rise. But you have to wait. Like, there's no way you're paying that sort of money for. Like, I know he's scoring very, very well, but he's going to drop. Like, Bond started last season priced at, what was it, over 700k? I think he might have been, or thereabouts. And he had like one semi-down week because it's so hard. The higher the average, the harder it is to maintain that week on week. And all you need is one down week below that average that they're obviously averaging, and they'll fall. So just have to be patient. It's a game of patience. Is Supercoach at times.
Yeah, that's where I think it's important to. We see a lot of streams where you do your rage trades. As soon as lockout lifts, you get it out of your system. You boot the players that disappointed you, and then come Thursday, you hopefully calm down a little bit, haven't locked in your trades, and follow a bit more of a logical plan. But yeah, patience is definitely a virtue in Supercoach because you just never really know at this point. John, he's gone from feast to famine to feast in the last 3 rounds. Sounds like a bit of a roller coaster ride like the rest of us. Has a 2480 that he's looking at with the... Oh, so he had the VC on Gorn, but changed it to Dacos when he traded him in. Still a fine. That's still a fine good. VC. I know it doesn't look that as good because of Gorns, but still a solid score.
It could have been a really off week. It could have been a score of 60 odd compared to what Gorn scored. That'd be much worse. Things can always be worse than what they are. So,
well, the worst situation is you could not have had Gorn at all and not got the 174.
Exactly. That's a fair point.
So, I mean, I saw a few people obviously not VC Dacos last week. No one really expected the reigning Prems to play that badly. Jason booted Fraser a couple of weeks ago. Now he looks insane, scoring really well, spewing. Yeah, the fridge got plugged in and rebooted.
He's a hard read. Him and Rivers are a hard read. Right? You just don't know what their roles are going to be any given week. Like, they're cheap enough to go there, but you'd rather go for a Tom Stewart, etc. if you're going to pay 400k for a player.
Yeah. Did any of you boys own Fraser, or was it just me that brought it in the fridge and then proceeded to break it?
Yeah, just you.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Liam did. I know that. I was very close to doing it, but I was like, I'll live vicariously through you. And that was very fleeting. It was maybe a couple of weeks, and he's like, "Nah, I'm jumping off." So I would have done the same thing.
I almost booted him the next week. Almost got rid of him the next week, but decided to hold because I had bigger problems and hoping for some repayment of the faith, and never got it. So he was gone within 2 weeks. Waste of trades. But anyway, Buzz and Bont going to be extremely tough to get. I think Bont's going to be somewhat achievable because he got subbed out, got managed. Yeah. The game was already over. That's how confident they are that they were going to bring it home too. I mean, it was a massive margin, to be fair, but a luxury resting of Bont, which kind of helps us in a way because he was able to kind of not go too far out of reach for us at this point.
Yeah, break even of 118, so not too bad.
Yeah, lovely. Daniel Green. I have By Smith, Marek, Reed, and Cripps to play, and my score currently 1951. Not a great score. Lowest score is currently Dawson 76. That's not too bad. Low score is 76. You take that.
Yep.
What's Brad? I'll go to you. What's your current lowest score?
It's 66 at the moment, but other than that, my team, it doesn't make sense with the projection because it says 1879, but it hasn't accounted for DeConning on the bench. So I've got DeConning, Roberts, Bice, Chera, Bailey Smith, Marek, and Flynn all still to play. So, like, yeah, it's going to drop out the 66, but it also hasn't included the conning. So I'm probably a 2-5 with a fair bit of players to still play out.
So better outlook than what you thought, Brad. Is even better. It's good.
Yeah, I got excited today. I said to Misso, I said, don't be surprised if I win the 2K this weekend.
It's gone early. That's it. That's the way you manifest it. You manifest it, Brad.
The issue is you said that you would win the 2K, not the Misso and the Bubs would win the 2K. We both know where that's going straight away. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Straight to nappies and
you messed up. You mentioned you're going to have the money potentially. You should have just kept it on the low.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I can't help myself. If I rob a bank, I'll tell everybody.
You would. You'd flex it on the stream and Supercoach. Like, oh, look at this.
Yeah.
I'd probably tag the bank as well on my channel.
Yeah, you'd say, get wrecked. Get good. My lowest score currently, I had to I thought Pryor would be better. I had to field Kako and Pryor this week. So a 43 for Pryor, 49 for Kako. So I'll most likely be taking one of them scores, which isn't great, but the rest of the team are performing quite well. So is what it is.
Yeah,
what about you, Zamo?
I've got Davidson's 51 as my lowest, and the next is Ashcroft, Levi 68. So yeah.
Very solid. Kevin with Whitfield, Sinclair not hitting their projected. My projected dropped. Yeah, I very much the same, mate. I have both, and my projection took a hit as well. But again, Cheezel went smash his projections. He even had a couple of others. Gorn smash his projection. Just you never can really pick them. This is why all of us tend to agree that projections you can't really weigh into until really the last game.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna either be built up of lots of hope, this is gonna be an awesome week, and then you're extremely disappointed, and it's that emotional dump at the end. It's just an emotional roller coaster. What can we say? Max has dodged so many bullets, traded out Murphy Reed and Dale for Zach Butters and Newcomb. Oh,
wow,
that's a
Jeez.
damn.
Where did you get that money?
Yeah, he did rob a bank.
He must have.
He actually did.
He's giving himself away like you, Brad.
Yeah. What's your guys' team value as well? I want to know.
Oh, it's probably trash at the moment. Currently 11.7, so 11,700,000 around the mark.
Yep. Yeah, I'm 11,747,000.
There you go. Whoa!
Whoa!
Heaps of Boeings.
I'm 11.9, so I just wanted to know what.
Oh, nice.
All right,
Robin Banks. See, there you are.
Robin Banks. No, more the fact that I know if you've got a $12 million side around this sort of round, you're normally going to have a good season if you use that cash wisely. That's all.
Yeah. Wisely is the key word there, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ralphie says Sam Pal Primo. Look, honestly, at this point, for sure, he's up there.
Oh, that's up there. I had him in my team and traded him out because I thought he'd hit a brick wall. In round 4, I got rid of him and traded him to. It was part of my cash in that I did along with Nevitt and Stone, and got in Basilenka and Bice that week, and Moraes is that extra cash cow. But oh god, bloody Pal Pepper. He's scoring now like I thought he might have early days, but geez, he's actually.
Are we going to see? Are we going to see another round remix of the Pal Pepper?
It's the opposite. The opposite round remix of instead of dissing him.
It's an apology song.
Apology to my ex, aka SPP, the bald-headed maestro.
Do you reckon if you kissed him on the head in game just to taunt him, do you reckon he'd deck you?
That'd be the ultimate troll, though.
I would so do that, just to see what happens.
Yeah, he's just kissing like a baby, like on the head. It's like the same thing. That bald head.
Yeah.
Oh man, he'd probably headbutt you.
Would you do it? Would you do it with him facing you though? Or would you do it from behind, a bit of a?
You'd have to do it with him facing you. You tilt his head forward.
Because if you do it, he's looking. He'd be like, "What the fuck's that?" And maybe if you do it twice, so one behind, and then one of the. He'd be like, "What's that?" And like, "Come here," and then tilt his head forward. and then
I'd probably
shine
do
it
it from
afterwards as
behind.
well.
I'd probably do it from behind and then run away.
Jesus. It's after dark, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you came here for. Supercoach guide is in the chat. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are getting your therapy from your stream last week. And your comment, which I'll click on very shortly, says that you haven't got therapy. TDK and Flynn R1, R2 would love a 120 average from them this week, please. Yeah, I mean, what did Briggs do this week? I think he did poorly again. Or did he actually play well?
I think he played all right, to his credit, because someone was taking the piss in our combined chat saying, who would get rid of Briggs? And of course, God.
They were taking the piss because he got 55.
Oh, okay.
So glad you jumped off that train, Supercoach God. Yeah, rough. JG, UVC Max Goon or Tom Goon?
He loves the goon, the old goon bag.
Yeah, it's all Supercoach God can talk about at the moment. He went with Nick. Not even going to go there.
Nick Dygan. He was a classic against your mob. Do you remember him, Brad? Nick Dygan.
No.
He'd eaten Subway pre-game, and then he got called in virtually out of the stands to play the finals.
What year was this?
He played for Carlton, and he was like a late in. You know, that game. I think it was the year where Essendon were punted out of the finals, and Carlton were shit kickers, as they always are, but ninth, and then they got pushed into the top 8. They ended up beating Richmond.
I broke my TV that day, so that's probably why I didn't see it, to be honest.
Makes sense. Probably had too much Mishashi drinks, mate. You changed your name to Kyle and you started punching walls.
It was the first time I've ever hit anything in my room, and I just directly punched my TV screen and regretted it immediately. I was like, "Oh my God!"
That being the first thing you hit in your, I don't believe that for a second.
No, it didn't. That was it. We were meant to play finals, and then they got in by default, and then that was it. Plus, I already had that. TV.
Yeah, very good. Sim 1897 with 6 to go. Very solid, mate. Very, very solid. Brad, glad the Gorn got rested for half the last quarter. 200 was on the cards. Yeah, I genuinely believe that if he wasn't rested, 200 was definitely on the cards.
That pissed me off something so much. Like, I'm pretty sure I was fist clenched walking around the house about to go nuts. I'm like, get him back on. What are you doing? Give me 200 points. I wanted to be so greedy. Man, I would have actually kissed his bald head too if he had went 200. I would have shaved my head.
Reaching up there though, like you'd have to bow.
I'm a foot shorter, maybe 2 feet shorter than him, but I would have had
to running kiss, just like run at him and then kiss as you're in the air. And then
it's like mid specky. You just hoist up on the back of his shoulders. Mark, take the mark. Oh, man.
Jump the fence, the MCG.
Yeah. Blake, would Joel Frazier or Trent Rivers be the ones to consider as cheap options in defense? I wouldn't consider either of them.
No.
I don't think so. Not at all.
The
only person.
Bowie's interesting.
Literally the name I was about to say. If there was anyone I'd be considering, it's Bowie.
Yeah.
Or a Stewie. I think Stewie will be fine. Just a poor performance last week. So he's definitely heaps of value. If it helps get a rookie off field, he'll be perfectly fine. And maybe you can flip him at buys if he's not doing what he needs to. But he's better than Dale. So
yeah.
Trash can's better than Dale at the moment.
Legit. Skids Fits, what a legend. Thanks for hanging out with us, mate. DB 2041 with 6 left in the 23. Solid. Very good. God, got to wait a week on Petrarca because now I've got to get Sherry in. God damn it. Yeah.
It's all courtesy of Briggs. The old Briglet, the Piglet.
Yep. God's having a ripper season, guys, if you haven't been able to tell. He's got a 23-24 projection. That's not horrible, mate.
Better than me, God, so you're onto something.
Like I said, don't pay attention to projections too much right now. Like, last game, come back to us and hopefully you're doing a bit better. For your mental health, I hope you're doing better because you need it. Jodas go, what the hell did it do with Dawson, Dirty Creek, Bleeding Cash, fakers of the fake primos? Yeah, so me and Brad, while you were doing whatever you were doing, Damo. Me and Brad spoke about Dawson. Is he a watch? Is he a potential target? Because he is going to come down fairly cheap in price, probably mid 400s. Is he someone we're even looking at or considering? Or do we need to see something turn around for Dawson to consider him?
Yeah. I don't know, like, it reminds me of was it last year where he kind of, or it might have been the year before, he went through a bit of a rough patch and then he came good. Just trying to have a look back at his history. Yeah, he started slow last year and then scored a 168 in round 6 against the Dons and then just went bang, 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 bang. And then he slowed down towards the end of the season. I'm not a massive fan of him personally. He's like, he can be such a good kick, but for someone who's such a good kick, he can be actually quite the shittest kick as well. So he's very, very frustrating. Can always get his hands on the ball, but yeah, I think that's not the issue. So for me, I don't see him as a top 8 scorer. I don't think at this stage. He may well be if he can turn his form around, but just looking at it currently, he's not someone that I'd be keen on. Like I'm always more. I'm very stubborn and like to go for the top shelf, like to reach for the premium of premiums, both in Supercoach players and in my liquor. So, well, not quite like Supercoach Insider. Of course.
I was literally about to say, I'm like, hold on, is this Supercoach Insider?
He loves his on stream incredibly as well. But yeah, with Dawson, no. In short, not for me. I'm keen on going for the likes of Sinclair, like guys that are actual genuine primos. I think that will finish top of their line. Yeah, I'm happy to bide my time and jump on those as opposed to Dawson, who might be an in and out. Because I'm already wasting trades with Dale, who's an in and out, so can't afford to waste too many more.
Yeah. And Brad, for you, if you had Dawson, would you just be death riding it, or would you be looking to use him to potentially capture a Butters or Bont whenever they become a little bit more reachable?
Maybe when they're about 50k difference, but I think I like Dawson after his bye. If you look at the Adelaide Oval games he got after his bye, he's got a juicy run. Apart from that, if I'm an owner, I'm just holding him and hoping he comes good. I'd just upgrade around him, as we've already seen. Like these guys, their roles are the same, so no reason to get rid of them. But it'd be nice if he actually went down to half back. He'd actually have more time to compose himself because that's where I think he's a lot better suited for Supercoach.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, it's definitely that inside mid role at the moment that doesn't really suit him. Like, again, we know he can be a really good kick. He's just not in the role where it's needed. He's just hacking at the moment and trying to get that clearance out, and it's not working. Whereas he previously, when he has those spike scores, it's more on the outside, and he's got his time to make that correct kick. Just, those annoying ones. Don't spoil the comments down there, Damo. Stop reading.
No, I literally just caught up with JG's message on Twitter.
Oh mate, I can't wait to read that through with my popcorn ready.
Very good.
Oh man, you gotta love JG. I think he's hungover dealing with all this too. What a night! Useless Supercoach. Love the name, mate. G's found some forward primos: Zorko, Dunk, Sarong, Saligo. 227 projections, season over, bring on 2026. Yeah, this Zorko's he's not doing the job as much as we would have hoped. I mean, I started him, so I got the spike scores at the start. But if you traded into him, it's been a rough trade in, I think, at the moment. Dunks is fine. I think Dunks is fine. Same with Sarong. Saligo's probably a bit of a concern. He's been swung to the wing a lot more than the start of the season, I think.
Yeah, he's interesting. Like, because I remember there was a question about him a couple of weeks ago on our potty, and I was like, he looks like he's scoring quite well, and I know he's captured the form of what many Crows fans, I imagine, were hoping he would. He's reached a really good point in his career where he's punching out nice scores, especially in Supercoach. But yeah, if you're really marooned out on the wing, as we know, like if the play is hugging one specific wing that's opposite to where the player is playing, you can have patches of the game where you just don't see the ball at all and your scoring just tanks. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried. If I was an owner of Saligo, I'd probably look to move him on and use him as a bit of a stepping stone to like a Dacos or, Sinks when he drops, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, he's had some nice scores to his credit. Give him that.
Yeah, I think that's the same with Ryan's comment here about Bailey Dale. we spoke about this previously, but I think, yeah, you by all means use him next week to get to that top of the line player, in either the same line or, the mids and forwards. Damo mentioned he's going to be looking to use Dale to get to track. Yeah, do something like that where you lock in an Uber Primo, essentially, if you're going to trade out Dale. Otherwise, that's a very scary death ride. Ballista? I'm going to guess as I say it. Got Gorn and Sherry 2, VC Gorn this week. Project score is 24-31. Very solid. Liam Dawson is carrying an injury. I know he carried an injury last year.
I just think he's a shit kick.
Yeah, there you go. Fair enough. Nothing more to say. It's from the Supercoach Pro himself. Take it as Bible. It's just a shit kick.
Definitely don't do that. 1 week I was considering boosting for Soigo and Thilthorpe. Definitely don't take what I say as Bible.
Thilthorpe was a great trade-in, mate. What are you talking about?
Just ask someone we know.
Max has a projection of 24.89. So many drive-bys tonight, my goodness. 24.89, is that top 10% this week?
So hard to know. It is.
No, you can't tell at this point.
Yeah.
If you want to gauge, if you got head-to-head leagues, go check out projections on other teams. That's the only way you're going to be able to get a grasp, is if you see either a lot more of your sort of score, and you're like, oh, it's actually 24 plus is pretty common this week.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not top 10%. Maybe it's 2,500 plus gets top 10% or whatever it might be. JG, God has the cure for you. Just keep drinking. That's a very, very old wives' tale one, but it works. It's very true. I mean, you can't argue with it. Before we get to the next question, we've peaked at 150 on a Saturday night. So you guys are absolutely smashing it. So thank you so much for hanging out with us three Supercoach degenerates on a late Saturday night. Make sure you give the stream a sneaky like as well. And while we've got you here, you've got which direction? This one. This way, you've got Supercoach Pro. You can find him at Supercoach Pro 91 on X and YouTube. And Damo, you can find at Supercoach Edge. Is it just at Supercoach Edge?
On Twitter, you talking about, or
YouTube and Twitter?
Yeah, YouTube's just Supercoach Edge, and Twitter is Supercoach_Edge. Because believe it or not, someone actually had that handle. I have no idea who they are. They haven't posted anything. 0 followers. So I don't, unless they knew that we were about to create the thing, and they were like, you know what, they'll have to buy it off us. It's like, people create websites about like like Tassie. I'm sure that the AFL have probably like bought multiple domains, and people have tried to like create them.
Yeah. No, it's secretly Liam. He done it. He just hasn't told you.
Exactly. That'll be right.
Yeah. Daniel Green had to skip the Flynn trade as the early problems with no boost and used a lot of trades, but Canva was my only dead rookie. So I still do have some good cash in as my rookies, all my rookies aren't dead or getting subbed. Hey, that's like a good problem to have, those. If you don't feel the necessity to grab a Flynn because you don't have red dots on your bench and you do have healthy cash in, you're in a great position. So definitely don't mind that at all, Daniel. Sim heard Gross and Clay Hall killed it in the waffle. Does it mean anything?
Like, rotating like door. The loosest cannon. I reckon he's like a mini Bevo. The way he's going at the moment, like dropping Tim Kelly, dropping Clay Hall, dropping Gross. Who knows? Who's next?
Yeah, it's literally just like grabbing a lucky dip out of a box and you're going to play this week. It's ridiculous. Matthew wants to know, should he field Archer, Reid, or Cleary in forward?
Reid.
Yeah, hard to say. Rookie roulette, flip a coin, I always say. But yeah, probably Reid, maybe.
Yeah, I'd probably go Reid just because there probably is a sub risk with Cleary this week. It's probably him or Hanley at this point. I don't see Patton being sub just because there's like 3 small forwards on the bench. So there's probably one of them being sub. James, Sam Hell Pepper, actually my best Supercoach pick ever. If you go back 7 rounds, I don't think anyone would have picked that comment ever coming up this far into the season. So it's just, Max, what a take. SPP, getting him after the second round was easily be able to get him to a track. Well, this is the thing, is now he's become probably one of the fattest cash cows that you can easily move to either a fallen primo at absolute value or a simple 1 up, 1 down to a decent primo.
What happens if you actually think his potential to be a top 10 forward? Could you leave him as F7?
I don't even want to give you an answer because that question's ridiculous.
Like, it's
Are you
wild.
talking
But
about SPP?
We're
yeah.
talking about Pal Pepper being a top 10 forward.
I thought you were talking about Tracton for a second. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, fair enough. But SPP, I know you really want to kiss his head, Brad, and that's kind of leading you astray. But surely not. Surely not a top 7.
Maybe top 10. It couldn't be your worst F7.
Could be.
I'm just saying. You know,
Oh,
don't know.
man.
Like Kerno last year.
I like to be outlandish like Kane Corns. Just say ridiculous things and hope one of them sticks.
You're doing a good job. Keep it up.
Yeah, you're really nailing that role, mate. Really nailing it. Jeez. I mean, look, these are Supercoach After Dark. You're going to get ridiculous hot takes, mainly from Brad, more importantly. But if you know Brad, you know this is what to expect from him. Surprised you haven't seen any eggs come out yet, to be honest, mate. A little bit disappointed.
Maybe on a solo one.
Solo one. Oh, come on. All right. Well, you got to do a stream. Once Bubs is settled, you got to get back into streams. So,
Yeah, I know.
celebratory egg crack for Bubs. That's booked in. Lock it in.
Well, last time she got me so good, it generally hurt.
Good. Made it worth it.
Yeah, trust me. She put all her eggs in one basket for that hit.
Oh man, that joke's gonna come out even worse now.
I'm sorry.
Sam, are you reading ahead, or are you reading the chat, the other chat? Jesus Christ!
There's a little morsel that I've added in the chat, and it's unearthed some stuff.
Oh, you guys think Supercoach After Dark is bad? You ain't seen nothing. I'm just gonna put it out there. Nothing that will ever see the light of day, because we're better. We know better than that. Anyway, useless Supercoach. Is it worth going to see on TDK with Nick's score of 125? I think we discussed this. Test take the 125. Causer, Matt Crouch has killed him in the team. Do we think Crouch has heavily impacted Dawson?
I don't know. They would have played together in the back part of last year, wouldn't they? So yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, you've seen games where it has Crouch and he's played well, and no Crouch he's played well. I don't think it's too much of a factor. I think it's just Dawson's playing that inside mid role, and that could be due to Crouch being a part of that midfield mix for sure. But I'm not a Crows. I don't support the Crom. I know Brad's got some Crom merch, but I don't think that qualifies him. Going to cancel him out there already.
I use it as toilet paper because of 2017.
Oi. My goodness. Gonna miss SPP on my team after next week being in good times. That's what I mean is like, this was probably the hard thing for me this week, was letting go of some rookies that maybe had a little bit more cash to make, but just understanding, hey, the rookies did their job. They got you up to the primo that you wanted or whatever it was. So it will be a sad dismissal for SPP, but I'm sure you can't wait to get in the trade that you're looking to grab. ADSR, Butters, Track, and Bont in the next week. I mean, you're not going to get Butters. I'd go value and go Track. Bont's still going to come down. Bont's probably still 2 weeks away. Would we pick? Maybe.
Yeah, probably. And also the buys as well. Like, do you really want another round 12 buy player in Butters and Bont? That's the issue. People are round 12 heavy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Very good point. Supercoach God, click the like button right now. Thank you, mate. Absolute legend. Make sure you guys go check out Supercoach God as well. Does some awesome stuff. He has gained massive popularity for the glazing of Ned Long. Got him on the radar. So definitely go check him out. Make some good picks. And it's just good entertainment value for sure. Knack projection around 24.50, but getting ruined by Merritt, Lalore, Murphy Reed, Trainer, and Jay Short. I mean, Brad, I'm going to give this one to you because it has your favorite player in there, Mr. Short.
Oh, mate, he goes missing for a quarter every single game we have. Like, this is why the reason I said to everyone that I spoke to, as a Tiger supporter, don't start him. But annoying thing is he's not doing enough to sort of warrant him being out of your side because you paid $4.40 or whatever, averaging 80-ish, but he's not like going 60s. So people are just upgrading around him. But yeah, he's awful. But what do you do? I traded out Reed this week and he scored 90 and Ned Long went 87. So you always going to miss no matter what you do in Supercoach.
It's like in one of our round remixes, which was a song dedicated to good old Jaden Short, and it was one of the lyrics was "Preseason hero, in-season ghost," which is spot on. But it's like in-game ghost as well. You're totally right. He goes missing for like a quarter, and you're like, "What are you doing, mate? You just clock off and grab a beer at the bar and then come back after you bloody half tanked?"
Well, I think the issue is Richmond don't use him as much as what people think that they might have, like because we've got Tom Brown and all these other emerging halfback flankers like Sam Banks, etc. They've got other avenues just rather than Jaden Short and Rioli like it was 5 years ago. So anyway, that's why I saw that and said no way.
Smart.
I'm trying to keep my shit together after reading this chat. Sorry, boys. Yes. Well, I think my take on this is next week is probably there's not as many like bottomed out picks in the next week. Like you're probably picking up a track at 500. I would be looking to move off some deadwood if possible because I'll probably be looking to do the same thing.
Do you know what I'm going to do? Potentially.
I'll wait for you to tell me.
Yeah. Well, I've got Ned probably. Well, I got Ned on at M8, so I don't need to strengthen forwards or mids. I want to turn Trainer and another rookie into Tom Stewart for D5, Bice at D6, because I've still got Lindsay and Hewitt on my bench in my forward and midfield lines. So I've got enough rookies to sort of upgrade a D6 like a Tommy Stewart, thinking he can go 105 and then grab Sinclair and Whitfield when they're a little bit more affordable. But I think I've run out of boost, so it's hard to do one up, one down from here on out. Have you guys got boost left? One.
Oh, flexed ammo. All right then.
Yeah.
Just doing a bit of Brad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got 0 flexes. I mean, boost.
You got you got unlimited flexes, mate. Come on, now.
Exactly right. Don't have a song, Brad. We know exactly how many you've got.
Yeah, I've watched him in WWE.
You need an entrance song to your streams.
Yeah,
don't even. I've had an entrance from my birthday, and I put in the John Cena theme, and I literally walked outside. No one knew it was coming, and I didn't even know why I did it. But anyway, I won't go there.
Did I hear that correctly? You gave yourself a WWE entrance to a birthday?
To my own birthday party.
Please tell me how old you were when this happened.
This happened during the COVID. I had about a dozen friends, my close friends, and I got them all to come out to Highton area. And
so you were an adult?
Yeah.
A loose use of the term there.
Yeah,
adult.
Very loose. Very loose. I will say that if John Cena, so basic, very very basic. You should have gone with like Jeff Hardy's theme song.
Potentially, but I still almost like chair and threw it at one point. But yeah.
All right. This ain't a World Wrestling Entertainment stream, boys. DJ Gun Holmes raises a great point of things on the horizon to look for. Philippou is returning in the next couple of weeks. Do you go to him straight away, or do we need to see and believe before we jump in to Philippou? Damo, what are your thoughts?
I think you'll always wait at least a week, I think,
yep.
No matter the quality of the player, if they're returning from injury. That's the one thing you just want to see, that they're actually back to full fitness and then back to form as well that comes with it. But I completely forgot about him because he would be very handy, mid forward. Maybe for those people that aren't so keen on Petrarca, maybe you can wait for him. Or maybe he's your, F7 or M9 throughout the season. So handy, good price point, pretty cheap.
Very good. Brad, anything to add to that one?
Nah, I mean, personally, I'm probably not interested. I want, like Damo was saying before, just the pure guns that I know are top 6 or top 8.
Yeah. HBK. He's gonna. I'm just trying to imagine Brad giving someone the sweet chin music.
No, you don't. Trust me.
The wind up.
Yeah, I don't know if he could reach though.
And only you've seen my height in person too, so yeah, I understand where you're going here.
Yeah, that's all right. Still love you, Brad. Still love you. A little Josh Hunt. It's all right.
Yeah, Caleb Daniel.
Daniel. Yeah, true. That's true. You got the hair there now. It's probably more of a Callum Daniel, actually, now you mention it. Studi buys Ash eventually, also considering Roberts if his form drops again, but might need to jump on sooner rather than later. Well, I don't know if you'd be jumping into Roberts. I don't think. What do you boys think? Would we jump into Roberts, or are we just kind of holding until we see where he lies?
Yeah, Roberts is not going to be top 6 or top 8. He's a stepping stone, or at worst a D7. I wouldn't be going there.
Yeah. But Ash is definitely putting his hand up to be around the mark for top 6, so I definitely don't mind that trade-in option. Dodgy Malaka, probably a lot of people considering that final F6 position. Chad Warner, we've seen Track now have a spike score of that 120-ish mark now. Still some improvements to be made in his game as well, based on what I was watching, which is very, very promising. Does that leave room for someone like a Chad Warner, or is that, do we need to see a lot more of Chad Warner stepping up to really take that F6 spot? What do you reckon, Brad?
I think Chad Warner's price point is where you're going to get excited. Like, he's going to be 100k cheaper than Petrarca. I'd have to look at his fixture, but look, if Warner bottoms out to 420, 430, it's hard to pass up considering we know what his ceiling can do. So, yeah, I mean, I'm still looking at Chad Warner if I can't get Petrarca next week or Tommy Stewart. Yeah, for sure.
I like it. Knack, is Bustlinger worth it for long term? I mean, I don't know if rookies are worth like long term. I wouldn't set a time frame on rookies. You just kind of cash them out once their break even meets their average or what their consistent scores are. Bustlinger is looking like a very good option though. If he holds the role, doesn't get absolutely bevoed. Did we see enough from the first game tonight, Damo? Did you like what you saw?
Yeah, I thought he looked good. Got to remember as well is this his third season? Second season? It's not his first.
It's not his first, yeah.
I think it might be his third, I think, from memory. So he's been doing his, apprenticeship for a fair while. So he's probably at that stage now, mature body. He's had enough runs on the board to, get some development in his game. And from what I saw tonight, it looked pretty good. Flew back and, took a few nice spoils and stuff. So positioning wise, looked pretty good as a defender, talking football terms. But yeah, we probably can't expect him to have massive scores in Supercoach. Don't know if he's going to be like a trainer or like trainers that interceptor, incredible bloke. But yeah, Bustlinger, he might be more of that lockdown. So scoring wise, probably not the best, but we'll grab anything at this stage at the moment, as long as they just keep playing games with rookies.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like I say, it might just be the only thing on offer in 2 weeks' time, in 2 weeks' time when we need to grab someone while they're on the bubble. You take what you can get at this point. You don't get too picky. If they're going to make cash, you just grab them because it probably facilitates an up and down. And that's what you really want them for. Braddy, projection of 2487, ranked 275th. Well done, mate. Hopefully a rise in the ranks, even though I'm seeing a lot of 2500 pluses. Gone VC has been great, but a lot of antipods and Cherry, Rosie, and Rankin are flying. Yeah, I think 2487 is definitely around the mark. I don't imagine you'll see a massive dip. If you probably hold rank, if not go up slightly with that projection if it stays. I think that's a fair thing to say about that. Do you guys think any different?
Yeah, yep, I think if you're in the top 1,000 and you score over 2.4, I think you're holding rank. I don't think you're getting overtaken by people outside of that.
Solid. Frankie, what would you do with Dale? I think the consensus here is using to get a Uber Primo. Liam, Sarong always cops a tag because his game doesn't suit getting tagged, so it's a bigger effect. Brayshaw suits a tag to the point where it's almost non-existent. Do we think Brayshaw is very much in that Dacos category of tag targets where you almost can't, they're untaggable?
Yes, I do.
Who do you reckon, Emma?
I think because he has developed his game a fair bit across the past couple of seasons. But yeah, he's an endurance machine, but he's really highly rotated through the bench as well, which is, I remember that well because I was frustrated as an owner a couple of seasons ago. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Just marooning him on the bench. But I think they do that because he's just running nonstop and he's just an absolute machine like that. So he needs a few extra breathers. But he has been susceptible in the past to tags, which was one of my knocks on him and one of the reasons why I didn't select him in my starting team compared to Strong. But we'll wait and see. I mean, he hasn't really been given too much attention thus far, so it will come at some stage, I'm sure. Just have to wait and see if it happens and if there is impact. But yeah, he's much like Dacos. It just runs all day, so he isn't as easy as what some other players would be, like Sarong, as we mentioned at the coalface.
No, totally agree. Picking Merritt as a more expensive option over Nick killed my season. I don't think it's killed your season. It just feels a little bit salty at the moment because Dacos is going nuts. So I think it'll be fine with Merritt. He's Mr. Consistent. You can always bank on a decent score. I think Essendon are just finding their form still. They haven't found it. Will they find it? We don't know, but hopefully they do. But Merritt's still a great pick, I think.
They've been waiting to find form for 20 years, mate. But I'm
waiting for something like that.
I'm going to VC Merritt against North Melbourne on Thursday night.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be nice. That'll be very juicy. Where are we, Max? So I hold Reed and put him into Buslinger if named and put Marek to a primo, or hold Marek and do SPP up? I mean, I'm going to quickly answer this one so we can keep moving through because you guys are going nuts in the comments. Unless you boys disagree, I'm going to say there's really no reason to make any trades at this point with those players. Marek's still got cash to make. SPP's still going to have cash to make. Buslinger's still going to have one more week before he's on the bubble. Like, he's got to play next week and then he's on bubble. Like, I don't think you need to make any of those moves because they're still generating cash.
Agreed.
Very good. Vipers Spuds. Oh, Spuds, that's a nice word. What do you think of 24.50 will be for round Frank? I think that will be probably just above par. I think we might see par be 23, anything in the 23s this week. It's going to be a big week. Jonas, coaches need to bring back the double tag. I think the only team I can recall doing that is Sydney with a Rowbottom and Jordan.
Yeah, probably.
Has anyone else run a double tag before?
The Hawthorn with McGuinness and Nash?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think the Giants have at one stage as well with Bedford and Ward. I think I've seen them do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
speaking
Cats
of tags,
O'Connor and Atkins.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Yep.
Good call, boys. Neil went well with the Windhager tag going to the suitcase. I didn't see that coming. I think most were expecting a very quiet game from Neil this week, and definitely was not that. Ross decided we're gonna put some tags on the suitcase before it ships out, and Neil just did whatever he wanted to, really.
Yep.
Yeah, strange one.
Very, very strange. Scorch Earth, hey legends, welcome in, mate. Thanks for hanging out with us. Useless, Supercoach, Hall and Campo, my only dead rookies, been pretty lucky so far. It's very, very solid. Sooty, current score of 15.51, has Robert Spice, Trainer Luke, Jeremy Marek Gorn. Yeah, very good. Going to be a pretty good round for you, mate. Dead rookies, Leak, Boyd, Gross, Hall, Campo. We've got to wait for mid-season draft. And this is kind of like touching on what Brad was talking about is you got mid-season draft, and then you've got the possibility of using buys to move on the dead weight and get some cash in towards the end of the season as well. Aaron, who is priority next week, primo-wise, track, Dunkley, cheaper defender. I think Damo mentioned a great option in Sinclair. Do you have your eyes on anyone else, Damo?
Just track and Sinclair at the moment, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Brad?
Track against West Coast, isn't it next week? And then Stewart, if he scores 100, I'll probably be looking at him, so I don't have to field D6, Carroll, or Trainer. Do you think Carroll will be sub Battery Damo tomorrow?
What's that?
Do you think Carroll will be sub for Carlton?
I don't think he will, no. If Carroll was playing, if Cowan was playing, I would say maybe. But even then, I think it's a bit strange to have. I mean, I know the Tigers did it with Trainer, but that was more so just to management apparently. But no, I don't think so. I'll have a look at the teams and I can let you know who it might be. But I'd be very surprised if that was the case. Like, he's been starting in both of his games that he's played, and he's run out the games as well. So it hasn't looked as though he's been struggling for fitness or anything else.
So I used a boost for him. I bought in Flynn, Ned Long, and Carroll. For out was Moraes, Reed, and Clay Hall.
Ah, yes. Looking at the team, I would say probably Cooper Lord, who's been the perennial sub for us. I don't understand what Voss is doing because he's one of my faves. Pisses me off. But anyway, we've got like 5 small forwards. So I'd say one of those guys probably should be. So Will White, he's named on the bench, so he might be. Akers named on the bench, he won't be. Elijah won't. And then it's Matt Carroll, White and Lord. So I'd say probably a coin flip between White and Lord.
Wow. What's the Lord done to Voss to cop?
Slept with his wife.
poor
I'm
treatment?
convinced. He's walked in. He's like, come home. He's like, oh yeah, just dealing with Carlton, the shitness, and then opens the front door and then sees his wife and Lordy in the kitchen, just making stuff, just baking cakes, all that sort of stuff.
Tossing the salad.
I was going to say making pies.
What ones? Definitely cream ones or not?
Yeah. Jesus. Oh, this is why I love After Dark, because you don't get this anywhere else, ladies and gentlemen. Back on track before we go down that whole deep path. That's what she said. Javelka will be stuck in the VFL for a while. Yep. By the time he comes back, my defense will be done. Yeah, look, I think at that point, I don't see him coming back into the side anytime soon. I see he got stiffed with the sub today as well. I don't know what Lions doing. I think you hold him until you got a better option to move him down to. Causer mentions two names to look out for in the mid-season draft. So we've got Tom Brute and Crossley. Crossley will be going to the Dons, if I'm not mistaken. I heard people talking about Dons picking up Crossley.
Yeah, I think with what Brian and Draper now out, they've only got Goldstein as their genuine ruck. So yeah, Crossley I think is definitely one they'll look at.
He's a Greek Raven, kept Stone, and had him on field from a suggestion from Swizz and Bet on Friday night. I'm stoked. Awesome stuff. Yeah, those boys know what they're talking about. JG, still hanging around, mate. I'm very, very surprised. Sam Durham. I get the comment now, what you were laughing at before. Yeah, Huck's not owning. What's par this week? Assuming all goes well, I'm hitting 2600 this week. Very solid week, mate. I think 23 is probably around the mark this week. Do you boys think it's anywhere else, or do you think that's pretty close?
23
around the mark.
Yeah, easy. Is Leo considered a failed pick? I went up one down with him this week to a Sinclair or even a Butters or Bont. Yeah, I think Damo touched on this pretty nicely before. I think he's definitely one you probably want to trade out of at the moment. Maybe it wasn't necessarily a purely failed pick. If you started him, he had some good scores for you. Similar to like a Zorko, you got the spike scores. Wasn't completely bad unless you traded into him and just got the bad scores. Definitely a good stepping stone. Do a one up, one down next week. Lachlan, what a legend in the community as well. Definitely hung out with me and Brad on our last After Dark stream we did together, I'm fairly sure.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for hanging out with us, mate. I hope you're going well. Hope your team's flying. Nicole, who would I trade out for Flynn out of Gross, Hall, and Nevitt? Neither of those, none of them are playing.
Mm.
Who would you move out? This is a tough one.
Probably Hall, because he's more one-dimensional.
Yeah, you got
Probably
the Hall,
comes
which
down
is one dimension, and you got the Chris Scott factor of Nevitt.
Oh, isn't he injured as well, though? Nevitt's got a foot injury or something?
Yeah, that he's had since round 3. And then all of a sudden he healed it from 1 week. Honestly, yeah. Sorry, Damo, give us your verdict.
I was just going to say, in that case there, I'd be going for the player that's the highest price point, and then looking at obviously break evens and stuff as well. But yeah, any player that's coached by Chris Scott gets the tick of approval or disapproval in this case.
Yeah, no, I like it. I'm a Catters man, and even I struggle to own Geelong players just because the Supercoach wise, it's very frustrating. I assume you agree, Brad, or have you got a hot take for us? You've usually got one up the sleeve.
Nah, nothing this time. I'm going to sit on my hands and wait for another one.
Oh, that's a rarity. Put that in the books. Paris projected 25.90 and was ranked 23.94, so in 2000s before the round. Merritt third worst score behind 2 rooks. Not picking Dacos has cost me many points. Yeah, I feel you, mate. I do not have Dacos either. I know, Damo, you picked up Dacos, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got him, yeah.
Yeah, and Brad grabbed Merritt and said Dacos.
Yeah, that hurts. Watching Essendon hurts. That's what it is, cheese.
Salt into the wound.
Yeah. Shy47, welcome in, mate. Another member of the channel. Absolute legend. Got kick-ons after the Dogs-Giants game. Gonna miss the best stream of the week. Have a good night, boys. Oh, mate, don't worry about missing it. You're probably gonna save some IQ points and not need therapy. Enjoy your kick-ons. Have a good night, mate. Make sure you ask JG for hangover tips because he's currently gonna go through the pain you'll have tomorrow.
Yeah.
Very good. Shout out to Damo's #1 ticket holder. There you go.
Oh yes, Adam. He's one of our regular supporters of ours, and always say that he's a #1 ticket holder on the Discord that we've got. It's always good fun. And yeah, Jonas as well. He's always a fiend. He's a fiend across a lot of
everywhere
channels. Really, he's the constant. And really, I had a strange. Now, Jonas, if you're still with us, let us know what your little write up was in the Discord with regards to you're talking about the return of some Port Adelaide player that it was Houston, and he was like adding in all these little gifs from The Simpsons, saying Houston was like rubbed out for smashing Rankin, and then he was rubbed out this season, and I'm like, it just came from nowhere. I'm like, what? But I love that. I love that about Jonas because it's just the randomness that gets me.
You never know what you're going to get.
No.
But no, he's very consistent across the channels and the community about being loose.
Yeah, loose.
Damo,
I love it.
True story. Me and him got blind at Richmond Gold Coast game last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It does not surprise me at all. They used to seem like best buds in VCal Linton crayons.
Can you please tell me, like, can you describe what he looks like? Because I'm just so intrigued as to what he, and I can't picture like a face. I can't picture a voice.
Like,
is it one of those you can kind of like read people's, like how the way people speak and type or write, and you're like, oh yeah, I can kind of picture what they're like. With him, I have no idea.
I'm trying to think of like a footy player reference, but yeah, tall, short hair. He looks as dodgy as he sounds in stream.
That's good. That's no surprise.
Yeah, he actually come up and goes, I wasn't sure if that was you because the hats or not. I think I was wearing a jumper. So yeah, met him outside the Royal. And yeah, then we went to the Gold Coast game and we got some vodka, poured the vodka into some orange juice and may or may not have brought that into the G. And then we met Supercoach Horse and people like that outside as well after the game. But yeah, it was a good night. But apart from that, he's a funny bloke just as he is in stream, as he in person. And no shit, actually holds a Nokia. So he has a burner phone, the Nokia. So anytime he comes up in the stream, I always say something about the Nokia because it's all I've got on him, really. But apart from that, he's a good lad. Very good lad.
Oh, good man. Good man. Oh, gotta love Jonas. Mick, look at my score and think, how good is this? And everyone else shows me their score. Look, you just kind of keep a tunnel vision on yourself. As long as your team's doing better than the week before and it keeps doing that, you can't be pretty disappointed with that. Blake, still side bottom, looking good with a few big scores. Are we bringing Gramps in? Is he an option?
No way.
Couldn't pay me to.
Yeah.
Maybe Supercoach God. I'm surprised he hasn't brought him in yet.
Yeah, that's true. Being a pies man.
Yeah. If he wants to make more spotlight content, he needs to bring in side bottom.
I'll shave my head if he does.
Oh, you always do something with your hair every season. I swear to God.
Don't know. I got nothing else.
Oh man, you're really trying to be Josh Hunt again, aren't you? You got the hair to.
He really wants. I think just a bald head. Do you want someone to kiss your bald head, Brad?
He does.
Is that all it is?
Tuck me in.
At least most people will be able to reach it.
Literally, everybody would be able to, even the misses.
Oh, there you go. Imagine you rubbing some like reef oil on the top of your head to tan it.
Maybe that's 67 as well. With I'm just thinking with SPP, kiss him on the head and then get some like Grippo and then just rub it into his head, just to literally rub it in.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
Grippo, that's crazy.
He'd probably Barry Hall me. Literally Barry Hall me. I'd be like Brett Staker and yeah, he'd be Barry.
Knocked out.
As if someone hasn't gotten the idea to like, get a permanent marker, drawing some like bowling holes like 10 pinballs.
Just draw a big dick on the back of his head, just like bit by bit. You can't do it continuously.
We go from bowling balls.
The old prank back in. I don't know if this kind of is a reflection upon my high school, but we'd always call it like dick. What was the summer heights high, like dictation? I don't know if you saw Chris Lilly, and we just draw like little dicks on the edge of like the page of the person next to you, and they wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
Just do that to SPP on the back of his head.
Peak high school. My goodness. We are going to take forever to get through these comments, guys. So I appreciate your patience. We go Supercoach, and then we go in many different directions. This is why Supercoach After Dark is so entertaining. Cause 67% of the top 10% don't have Gone. I love hearing that. Makes me happy. Scorch Earth, he's taking the day costs VC. No good point chasing at that risk, for sure. Couldn't agree anymore. Jonas is talking to you, Damo.
How's the camera work tonight? How far do you want to zoom in? The director must have been higher than the clouds, which I didn't see this moment you're referring to, Jonas. Let us know. We're behind in the comments, but I'll skip forward.
Yeah, flip it.
But yeah, a bit strange because I have been filming when I was working at the Pies. I was on what's called the tight camera, so like it'd be the wide camera, which is super easy because literally go from left to right. But when you're doing the tight camera, you've got to like, as the ball's kicked, look up from the camera, judge where it's about to land, and then pivot to that before the ball obviously lands there. So I don't know if you're doing a bit of a zoom, maybe the guy just fell asleep at the wheel, just finger on the button.
Yeah, that's so funny. Scorcher Earth, his lowest is 43 prior. Yep, I'm the same, mate. JRD, welcome in, mate. Haven't watched the game yet after watching Ross Presser. Are we going to be giving Travalia, Trigger Boschel, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those tough ones. Again, it's kind of like West Coast. There's too many rooks and there's a bit of a rotating door. They're doing good work as well in like the second level, but it's hard. Apparently, it's just hard to crack in to the team. So, yeah, I think Philippine, a lot of people will be looking at just as a bit of value to potentially be that extra M9 or F7.
Surely Shigo Garcia coming out means Box Shield debuts next week.
Potentially.
He got subbed out. Zach Jones.
Very early. Mind you, it seemed to be a good sub out. Like Zach Jones had an immediate impact, to be fair. Steven, who am I booting next week? Jaden Short or Bailey Dale? Both stuck. Oh, owning both. This is actually really hard because they're both horrid. I would actually prefer holding Jaden Short.
Is there a way, if you wanted to, hypothetically, use a boost, grab the rookie, downgrade the rookie that you want to use, and upgrade both of those players in the same week?
That'd be the ideal one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it could.
Yeah. Instead of being disappointed with holding one.
Yeah, don't know, Stephen. That's a tricky situation to be in. I'd probably be going off Brad's suggestion. If you got a boost left, I would be trying to do a boost and make some bigger moves around that. Cheese. Oh, we love Cheese. How are you, mate? We need some clothes. Bailey Dale and Dawson. He's ruined his clothes again for probably like the 7th week in a row. My goodness. Right. Yeah. Oh, damn it, Cheese. John Noble, late trade-in. What do we think of Noble? That's been too bad.
I've got him in draft, but I certainly wouldn't put him in classic.
No.
JG just living in one of his worst trades of all time, getting in Humpty Dumpty or SPP.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, the hump fraud.
Yeah, the hump fraud.
Sorry, I've been distracted because I'm looking. Jonas has said you can actually catch a glimpse of him because he was tossing the coin at the start of the 2006 Melbourne and St Kilda elimination final, and I found the vision of him. Tall, lanky man. Incredible. How old would he have been?
Slender man vibes?
Yeah, he's very slender man vibe. Wearing a beanie. Looks like he has a burner phone. So, Heisenberg potentially type action.
He is the danger.
Yeah, exactly right. He is the danger.
Oh man, Joe, it's gonna have to get you on one of these streams, mate. You're gonna have to put a face to the name
100%.
for all the people. You can make a burner mask if you want, whatever you want to do, mate.
Yeah. You can do like one
Vala,
of the filters.
It'd be a Nokia filter.
just a brick. God, please do that,
Oh.
please. Oh man, Vala, do I trade out Carroll, who I just bought in before he's going tomorrow, to Sandy Brock so I can take Reed's 90 from the bench? I would not.
No way.
I
No.
would not be trading in a dead rook.
Nope.
Dodgy Malacca, Cal Mills season incoming. I think we'll all need cheap promo in the defense at the moment. Also a good shout for Mills as well. Definitely, this is my take at least. Definitely very much a try before you buy. Give it a watch to make sure it is the real deal before you jump in on it.
Yep.
Who would you rather out of Mills and Coleman?
Probably Mills.
Yeah, Mills, I reckon.
Yeah, probably Mills. I mean, I'm not sure. I know more about Mills's injury and knowing that the plantar was a full tear, which is better overall. But I'm not too familiar with Cole's injury and what set him back, and I'm worried that might. Was it soft tissue for Coleman?
I think it was Was it hamstring, or did he have a setback with his knee?
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, if it's hamstring or knee or something, I'm definitely going Mills then.
Yeah, Coleman's only benefit there is Coleman's like almost 100K cheaper. So I guess if you're cash strapped, you can go down that route. But yeah, like how does he fit alongside Zorko as well? Just don't know.
Yeah, you probably see Wilmot or Fletcher probably move around for Coleman more than anything. Kevin, Damo, Dojinx, SPP. We've spoken about him so much. We've spoken about kissing his bald head. He's popping next week for sure. Yep, Rob Helpepper's Primo head for good luck. I want to get belted. Yeah. You'd kiss him and he'd 100% drop you in an instant.
Yeah, it'd be worth it though, 100%.
Oh yeah.
The payout.
Just for that photo. The one little frame of you just getting Oh man.
You still have to puck the lips when he's knocking you out.
Oh. I want to see someone do this so badly. Make this stream go viral, guys, so someone in the AFL community sees this and does it to Pel Pepper.
It reminds me so much of I don't know, when Barry Hall was playing for, I think it was at the Dogs, and he was like tying up his bootlaces, and someone was going over like trying to like push him. Fuck, he was angry.
I remember that.
He was angry. You don't do that shit to Barry Hall. I'd be running so fast.
No, you don't look sideways at Barry Hall. He'd fucking chase you down. This was Supercoach has the chat going while doing some study, zoned out and chewed back into you lads asking whether you do it from the front. Yeah, look, sorry, mate. We are probably not the best to listen to while you study because we're going to distract you very much. Mitch, hey, go on, your shoes untied. Kiss and run.
That's a good one, yeah. Yeah. So he's made to look down. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I love it. That's good. That's good. Mitch, lads, how good is this? What a great churn out for one community. You guys have been absolutely amazing. But how good to have these two legends on with me. Was not expecting both of these legends to join. So very, very thankful that they've sacrificed some very well-needed rest time on a Saturday night. It's annoying can't get Sherry as Flynn in this week. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but I still think Cashin's really, really good. Luke Bowley got my little ringer. Brad, shut up.
I started.
Yeah. 22 years old, and it will be the new. I don't know if there's another comment here. It just cut off. That's all right.
Just be the new
ringer, the ringer. That's all right. Jason, what do you guys think of Josh Dacos? He might be a decent pick. He's looking all right. I think there's other better picks, probably close to around the mark of his price point.
He's too inconsistent.
Yeah,
he's too inconsistent. He's 450 for a reason.
Yeah. Who do we have to downgrade next week so I can boot Murphy and Davo?
Oscar Mack?
Next week. Yeah. Oscar Mack's a great shout. Do we think this is probably the most common question? Is he just a stand-in for Jackson, though?
Yeah.
If he gets named with him, you'll be fine, though. If Jacko gets named and Oscar stays in, you're laughing.
100%. That's why it's one of those annoying ones where it's team sheet dependent.
Yeah.
But I definitely love it. He did very well this week. So he'll be a nice little. If he holds, he'll generate some good cash. And he looks like he's got the potential to have that 80 to 90 score at him, which is nice.
He looks like a
Ben,
tax agent, doesn't he? Oscar
Oh,
McDonald.
he looks like he works for. He's a dodgy accountant. That's what he looks like. He's got that suit that's just a little bit too big or too small for him that he picked up at Salvo's.
Yeah, literally.
He definitely has 2 Nokia burner phones. That's who has them.
Bit of a Saul Goodman.
100%. I've been watching that series lately.
Oh, it's incredible.
So Ben got a 26 projected. Do I have a chance to win this week? I definitely think you're in the run too, mate, for sure. Cheese in all caps. Stay away from him. He's a bum for your sake. Stay away from Dawson. Say less. Say less. Nick Dacos Glaze 69. What a name. Supercoach God should change his name to Ned Longglaze 69. Projected for 24, 39. Solid, mate. Kate, how good are Saturday nights when you're scoring well for the round and you also nailed your multi-bet? Can't ask for anything more, can you?
Very nice. Kate, one of the regulars as well on the Supercoach Edge Discord as well. She's her and Nicole, who messaged earlier. Good to see the fairer sex joining us as well, which is always good to see because it's just the testosterone that gets thrown around, especially between you two boys.
Stream as well. Jesus.
Speaking of multi-bet, though, gamble responsibly, of course. You win some, you lose more, all that sort of stuff. But with my multis, my lord, this round, I reckon I've had 4 multis and 3, all disposals and stuff. 3 have fallen short by 1 disposal. Sam Durham was 1. Tonight, Bailey Dale, this is another reason why I want to punt his ass. Only had 19. Just craziness.
Damn, that player you mentioned before, Sam Durham, stock's not earning. Anth, moving on, quick drive by. Do I trade out Clay Hall or will he play again? I can go early on Husway and back out for 80k of trades next week. I mean, I don't hate it. If there's anyone to go early on, it's Husway, in my opinion, because he's a like for Nash. He's named on field in the Foals. If there's anyone to go early on, it's probably him. If you knew you needed the 80k to make whatever you want to work next week, I don't hate it. But again, in the perfect world, you kind of wait, at least watch one before you grab a rook.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Yep.
Bustlinger didn't look out of place. Potential cash cow, 100%, Jason. Jigsy, which premium would you recommend bringing in next week around the 550, 600k mark? Oh, I couldn't even begin to think at this point. I think Track's probably the best value you can get next week.
Yep, good timing. He's bottomed out.
Yeah. For sure. Quasar, before the season, 2 hours before the round starting, changed when Ashcroft was going to be named sub from Witt and Brayshaw and Neil to Dawson.
Oof.
Yeah, that's rough. Oh, Supercoach sword play with DR. Jumping in. Thank you so much for dropping in, mate. He's getting fucking late. If you guys don't know who Supercoach with DR is and that channel, the community that behind that channel, go check them out. They do a boatload of work. They've got Supercoach Hub Boys, JG and Scoobs that have jumped in to join the usual DR, Spills and Janeth and Roscoe. So go check them out. Go show them some love. Lots of content coming your way. And I'm fairly sure they will do a talk back tomorrow night stream where you guys can get involved. And show your pretty faces on stream. So go check them out. Daniel Green, midfielders Brayshaw, Sinclair, Merritt, Dawson, Cripps, Oliver, Callahan, and Dow. I would love just a week where they all went off to be a huge score. It might happen. Like, it's really hard to have one of those weeks where all of them pop off at the same time. Especially this year, I think. I think the midfields are just inconsistent. Who we got? We got Delwyn. I'm going to say that horribly wrong. Hopefully that's right. The boys, Carol surely not sub. I mean, Danmo doesn't think so, and he's the Baggers boy. So if he is sub, hunt him.
You can blame me.
Hunt for Damo.
Yep. And Voss.
JG, call me the fireman because I'm putting out fires.
Is he really putting out fires? Or
I
is
think he's
he the
starting
Arsenal
them.
that's starting them? He's the
He's
Arsenal
starting
out
them.
there just with his little flint.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, boys. Forgot to say trade Cripps to rob the bank. But good luck trying to get Zach. Yeah, I think Zach's going to be unreachable for most. What do we need to see from Stewie tomorrow? This is probably for you, Brad, because you're looking at getting him in. What do you need to see from Stewie tomorrow to bring him in?
Probably a 95 plus. It's probably more an eye test for me. Like, even if he gets underscaled a little bit, I'm just going to watch him heavily and just see if he doesn't look so like fumbly, I guess. That's what I'm looking for. But probably 90 plus for me. At 450k next week, I'm very tempted to put him instead of Trainer. You got to fix your weakest line first. That's what it is.
Well, that's it. That's exactly it. Is if it works that week because your weakest line needs strengthening, sure. I mean, Stewart could come out and do a 120 tomorrow for all we know. It's like, ooh, yeah, definitely get him, and he becomes on everyone's radar. Or he could have a 70 to 90 game, and you're probably still on the fence. I still think he's a great value that he's picked. I don't think he can really go wrong. He's got his main injury that he does the season out of the way because it always happens.
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm probably the only idiot to go down in ranks after a Gorn VC vomit time. Mate, I want to know how much you're eating to vomit all the time, or if it's just your stomach lining at this point.
I sent him some funny voice notes back and forth. It's actually really funny to listen to.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm still waiting for Cheese to join us on stream. I've made a bet. I'll send him some clothes. I'll go to Salvos for him, pick him out something nice and pretty. But he needs to get on stream with us, and he hasn't done it yet. So we need a meme coin, apparently, JID says. I don't know how successful that would be. Meme coin, that's very, very random in a Supercoach stream of all things. How bad is trading out TDK next week and putting Flynn into R2 to upgrade? I don't like it. I think you hold on to TDK as long as you can.
It's amazing how many people are actually trading out TDK this week. I don't know what the go is. Like, Pitnet's not back. TDK could have it. Like, someone was asking a question about having TDK as the captain. And then the next breath, someone's like, yeah, I'm going to trade out TDK. Strange.
I think because someone else was pushing the agenda to trade him to Flynn at R2. Yeah, so everyone was like, oh, do we really do that? And everyone's like, oh, yeah, maybe we should. So, yeah.
I'll pick up what you're putting down. Sorry, Paddy's on my lap now. My cute little cat. Because I've been commuting back and forth between seeing my wife and him, and he's very sociable. And whenever I walk through the door, he's literally just jumps on me, and he gets so excited he starts drooling. I'll show you on camera.
Oh, hello. Very cute.
I love how he looked up. So he knows the camera.
Oh, yeah. He knows
it's not the first cat I've seen on the stream.
Provide some links, Brad.
I was sitting here just wait. I was like, Brad, don't say anything. Brad, don't say anything.
How much you pay for that?
Coming.
I'm joking. I've got a missus. I don't need that.
His missus is literally behind the laptop listening, gun cocked. It's like
she's the homer behind you there. She's coming out of the bushes with a gun.
Yeah.
Literally. That's me after every comment.
Yeah. No, you don't fade away from your comments. You stand by your hot takes, and that's what's great about you, Brad.
Yeah, true, I do.
Going back into more Supercoach relevant stuff before we dive into too much, Cat. I put captain on Whitfield when everyone had Brayshaw's already gone. I feel like I need one of those massive players like Butters or Bond for a good captaincy score every week. I think Whitfield would have been, there's lots of logic behind a Whitfield captain as well. Don't get me wrong, it's just one of those awkward weeks where he went down a bit early and then just couldn't get up there. And I think his scoring was very confusing at the start because he had like 100% disposal efficiency for like 8 kicks and everything. It was really odd. Anyway, ADSR is 236k in the bank, so Butters is gettable. Ooh. Dropped TDK for Flynn, questionable. Kept Gordon and Sherry. He had 3 ruck situations, so that's fine. Next week, 1 down, 1 up for Butters or anyone else. Don't mind it. I think the 3 ruck situation is probably the only situation I'd recommend maybe moving Flynn, TDK down to Flynn. Outside of that, don't do it. Kevin will be getting Sherry next week, done with my upgrades till the buys. That's a good position to be in. I'm probably trying to upgrade as much as I can when possible. Garcia will be out for Philippou for sure. That was crap subbing out. Yep. Cheese, Damo hair reveal, no cap. I love it.
Got the curly locks.
Curly locks. Jonas Cheese Demo needs to bring back the spiky hair.
Yeah. Yes, you sound like the crew that I used to work with at Collingwood, because there were times there where if it was game day, I'd like style my hair, and during the week, half the time it was like just wear a hat because I'm out of training, filming, and then come in, take the hat off. Everyone's like, "What happened to the spiky hair?" Now it's just a case of I just can't be fucked.
It's just hat hair constantly now.
Yeah, 100%. And like being a sole trader, this is my like office. Don't need to do my hair.
Yeah,
just the hat.
That's what I loved about growing my hair out. Is I can just flick it back and
exactly, you're done.
Yeah, as Jonas would know, it's fucking Goldilocks over here. Right. Ash or Nick Dacos from Max. I think that's a pretty easy pick.
Dacos.
Yeah. Dacos.
Josh, hey lads, any mids who would be worth getting for under 500k next week? Under 500 next week.
Mids.
Elder, you and Cripps. The
Callahan, bring it back in.
Yeah. I mean, he looks good.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go for 500k players unless they're in the back line or forward line. I think you want to pay up for your midfielders.
Yeah,
for sure. Definitely agree. Oh, Brad, you've been warned by Cheese. Better watch yourself talking on the Dons.
I'll send him a voice note.
Yeah, of course you will. Rhino, thoughts on Perryman as a hold?
Oof.
That
sucks
hurts my brain.
Him.
I need a drive-by sound effect like Damo. Damo has the best setup for this. I need a soundboard for these sound effects. Oh man.
I'll get up on my phone and I'll play it into the mic. Every drive-by from here on out.
Yeah, so good. Max Hewitt 160 tomorrow. I'm not putting any more bets on that absolute villain in my storyline. Not that you can see it in the background, but Hewitt is in this direction right here. You just see his shoulder. It's unfortunate, but he's there for the After Dark streams. It's just how it is. Mike, you don't have Sheasel. Still hesitant getting him in, though, thinking that this would be the week. Yeah, if you don't have Sheasel, would you still pick him up? Or do you need to see like a consistent role? I don't think it's necessarily a form thing with him. It's just Clarko not knowing what to do with him.
Well, you probably don't want to watch too many North Melbourne games, so don't do it to yourself.
Fair point.
Nah, he's probably top 8, though, to be fair. Like, he's got to be, surely.
Yeah.
No, I reckon. Gorza, 14.3 with 10 to go. Lovely stuff. DJ, not sure if you guys are already onto this, but Tracker had back-to-back 80% CBAs for the first time since 2022. Now or never to trade him in. 100% agree. He's definitely a target for me next week. Josh, g'day, lads. Are there any players on the bubble this week going to be tough to do upgrades? Probably Omax, the only one that's really coming to mind on the bubble. Otherwise, if Passway looks the goods, you can maybe go early. I wouldn't go early on Bustlinger, though. Craig projected 24.67, but 6 out of 12 league wins. Really tells you where the comp's at the moment. So that's a 50-50 split. So going to be some big scores. Yep. Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not, Josh, unfortunately. I've met Jonas as well at the North Essendon game last year with Big J, famous man, and Joe before the game. Lovely. Bad thing happens outside the Royal. Brad probably had plenty of more stories to tell you about his. He's got stories for days. He's like Shorty.
Yeah, but mine are R-rated as like
Yeah. You got to go to his OnlyFans for that. So you get to see the game, but did North change something to Shees that gave him the play? Between him and Sinclair for my ins next week. Yeah, they ended up throwing Sheasel at the halfback. He ended up getting some kick-ins and played that very, very rich Supercoach role for us, which was nice. Damo 2006 Melbourne versus that's the one you were talking about before. Yep, so we saw that. Season over, 4 dead rooks on bench. Not season over, just correct them when the opportunity arises. You'll be fine. Got Thompson kneeling belly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the one we were talking about
That's
before.
Right.
Yep. Sample pepper rubbing is salt in the wound. Yep, fair enough. Is Al Ashcroft done his job, boys? This is probably a really good question. Ashcroft, are we holding him till buys, or are we looking to probably use him as a stepping stone over the next two weeks?
I think he's got a good fixture. For me, he's one of the better scoring rookies that I could probably cull first, though, because I got Elijah Hewitt as my F7. So for me, I'm looking at sort of moving on early just so I can get another premium midfielder. But I think his break even will still be quite low. But if you have a look at his fixture for the next 4 or 5 games, it's actually pretty decent. So I don't know if I would, but he played like 1 good quarter and 3 shit ones. So it's a hard read for me, but we know what he can do anyway. So he's probably one of your last rookie upgrades, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely agree. Do you have any other thoughts to add to that, Damo?
Yeah, no, he'll be one of my later upgrades, I think, at this stage, provided he still keeps scoring 80 odd. That'll be enough to warrant me holding him. I think his break even should be around about 40 to 50 odd, I reckon, heading into next round. So still a little bit of coin to make and can still keep punching out the good scores.
Yeah. We can hear the cat.
Oh, yeah, he's purring into the microphone now.
I wasn't sure if that was you purring or
Yes,
the cat,
yes, the cat.
Got to be concerned for a minute.
Yes, the cat.
Yeah, the cat. Special talent. Wow. Go on, tell, boys. Let's go. Don't worry, Damo. Dal got to kick in with 30 seconds left to get his 20 touches.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was talking about, he is correct there. Dale was still shit, but Bramble was the one I should have been aiming the arrow at because he fell short by 1.
I'm not even going to read this out because we don't have the sound effects ready. Nicole, sorry, one more question. Shall I trade Koss for Carroll if he's not named sub? Ask as many questions as you want, Nicole. Yeah, as Brad said, I'd 100% lock in that trade.
Yeah.
Final verdict, Damo?
Lock it in.
Lock it in. Done. Yep. I only have 3 promos in the back line. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Lock it in. Jonas, JG, the GOAT. He is. Absolutely. Jodie's stories are now making their way into the streams, and it's all thanks to Jonas. Not even going to read that out.
There goes Brad with his drive-bys.
There we go. Perfect timing.
I wonder what was going on. I thought I was hallucinating.
No, that was great. Jeez, I'll jump on stream if Brad shaved his hair and beard. I want egghead Brad.
Oh, I'll do one or none.
No, you got to do both. You will do both. It just depends on what. You will do it because it's you, and you love a good bet. Let's be honest. It's just what has to happen for you to do it. We'll find. Chase, message him. He'll find the magic number.
Send me a voice note.
Yeah. As mentioned before, if TDK's in your flex and you've got Gordon sharing your R1, R2, I think TDK to Flynn's fine. But is actually cooked, bro. Is gooning his way to 160 every week. Bloody word. Don't own Hero Sparky.
Season over.
Season over.
It's never too late, Cheesy. I can see your little locks in the profile picture there. Get it happening.
Mate, I can just imagine Damo getting that bloody Woolworths $10 like gel and just
that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
No, you need like a hard rock paste.
Yeah, like a VS Sassoon type number, or I don't know.
I'll get fancy pants, all right. And JCR, George Hewitt. Oh, don't even. Let's not go there. How am I going to get Sherry at his low price when I got Gorn, Flynn, and TDK? You don't. I think that's an easy one. Damo, I think we need that sound effect back up.
Oh, wait. I literally just got rid of it. Hold on. 1 sec. Here we go.
There we go. Very good. Can't go Omak with Jackson coming back. Boss, only 1 more week suspension, in my opinion. Hey, very good shout. Very good shout. 100 point second half was huge for a Sheasel. 100%. Jason's on 2,000 with 4 players. Oh, we're catching up to the comments. Let's go. And within 2 hours. Sorry, JG. We clearly went on too much tangents last week. And I've got 2 other legends with me, so they might just be better.
I've been trying to stay quiet and just rein it in a bit, just
No,
to
don't.
pick up some speed.
Do not rein it in, but this is probably the one stream where you do not need to rein anything in. Come on. Dacos Glaze. Thoughts on Jackson Pryor and Baby Ashcroft to track and a cash cow?
I like it.
Yep.
I like being aggressive this year. I think being aggressive will pay off.
Yeah. I like it. I definitely like it. Pryor's definitely gone for me next week as well. So might even do the same. You never know. I'm back in for Voss. Yep.
Good old Tendo Mazungu.
How do you even pronounce that? I can't even do 4 letters, let alone whatever that is.
Good old Mazungu.
I'm gonna break it up into syllables for Brad.
Yeah, we're still eating
Gotta
crayons.
clap
like some
with
sort of
it so he
Chinese
follows. Yeah.
That's why I named my son Tyson, like Tyson. It's only 2 syllables.
Like Pathan. Everybody squeezes the jaw like Jen Short. Fair enough.
I remember that happening. Almost got his ankle.
It did. Dusty Tucker played 97 minutes for 0 disposals. Yeah, what a player. That's not own. So I lip in Moraes is 55 or keep an Elijah Hewitt projected at 53. I think you take the punt on Elijah
Yeah,
Hewitt.
Hewitt. Punt.
Yeah. Very good. JCR, awesome story, lads. Hope yours go well tomorrow. Thank you, JCR. Hope you have a ripper day tomorrow and have a good finish to the round. Hopefully it's a nice big score for you. Oh, what do we think of having a coach spot in Supercoach?
Oh my god.
That's
I've
asking
talked
for
about this
trouble.
2 years ago. I like it.
FIFA style.
If you have Chris Scott, does that mean you get like a late trade? Like an extra late trade?
Imagine every one of them gave you a single perk, like a different perk.
Oh, be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Toothpaste was the go despite the hair in the school days.
Toothpaste?
What?
I'd
Wow.
never heard of that. Wouldn't it just leave white residue and it look like something else?
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe
that's what
he's
Jesus was going for.
Yeah.
Bit of Bukkake style.
I think this is why I don't want you to rein it in, Damo. This is great. There's going to be some big scores this week.
I'm talking about the teammate of Mzungu, Bukkake.
Yeah.
Oh, did he play for the Bulldogs? Sorry.
Yeah. Going to be some big scores this week, 100%. SJP ejected 2 555 trades of Butters, chunked the captain on him. Thoughts on how far I'll place? I mean, it depends on where you currently are placed. That's probably the more important part because that will help determine whether your hold, go up, go down, all that fun stuff.
Also, did you realize his profile pic is a picture of me? Go back.
You're funny. You're not.
With the flex again, flexing about the flexing.
All right. So now, just because you said that, I need the greatest Arnie impression.
I can't. I literally can barely do my own impression, let alone somebody else.
I don't care if you can't. You've done this to yourself. Do it.
I'll be back. Nah, see, I just said nah. I'm out.
I was waiting for a classic like "Get to the chopper" or something like that.
Nah, I'm too tired for that.
What about the quote about him coming? It's like when you got a pump on, you know, you feel like you're coming. I'm coming day and night.
I'm coming in the gym. I'm coming at home.
That's Brad playing Supercoach. Coming in the gym, he's coming at home.
Jesus. Oh, man. See? Oh, my God. This may be a diabolical trio to have on the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Give me James Hurd so I can dope my players up.
Satisfying to me as coming is, you know, as having sex with a woman and coming. So can you believe how much I am in heaven?
I'm in heaven?
Like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up. When I bolt out in front of 5,000 people, I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night.
100%. Look at the chat. Look at it all gone off now.
Oh, this is getting to that traumatic Supercoach God stream levels now, for sure. Time to quickly back infield, Marek or Hewitt. Got a feeling Hewitt could go massive again. I'd go Marek. safer
I'd go
score.
Murray.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm so sorry if you've joined and that's what you were met with. Have Gorn be second, Sherry. I have one boost left. Would either three of you gentlemen trade a TDK at flex for Flynn? Yeah, I would pretty much do it. This is the week to do it because you've got your cover and your massive scores from your two R1, like your R1 and R2. I don't have an issue with it. Be aggressive. Yeah, also. And Arnie is his idol. There you go, Brad. You're his idol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, SJP.
Carlton will beat Geelong tomorrow. How about hair versus hair bet? Damo versus rookie coach. Do you not touch on my hair, Jonas?
No.
No way. No way. Liver best starting pick. Yep. 100%. Okay, JJ.
Coming at Brayshaw, like in his direction.
Yeah.
That's a bit aggressive, JJ. What are you doing, mate? Ask for his permission first.
Yeah. Scent is important. Yep. Malacca. Yep. Very good, mate. You're going to have to get JFA back.
Do my own sound effects now. I'm going to queued up.
Yep. Love it. 7 cricket ad for like 10 years ago where they got everyone to say, I'm coming while we're on the topic. I don't remember seeing that ad, but I'll take your word for it, Malacca.
I believe you.
Jesus loading. Yep. Sinclair, what is he going to come down to? Great call. Fair enough, Brad. Fair enough. Dane Strong. What did he score? He scored a 99. Let's give the community a mental health break.
Yeah.
Just for a quick minute. Let me project that. It'll come down to 571 or around the mark. We'll raise to get TPP. Depends how long the roll sticks. JG is straight good. 100.
Here's a lock for top 6 if he keeps defender status. Sorry, if he gets defender status, right?
Oh, he's definitely around the mark for sure. Yep. Yeah. JG is different tonight. He's a different man. He actually might be a man. Maybe he's grown into the man finally. Grown some other bit of facial hair around that face of his. You never know. David Cinemaraes to track and TDK to Sherry. Sure. Don't mind it. Trade Hall to Hewitt or keep Hall for Dacos VC. Ooh.
I'd take the VC.
Who are you getting? Yeah, I'd take the VC, but who have you got as your emergency?
Yeah.
Hopefully it's like a Lindsay. This man, this absolute legend for many reasons. Love you, Aaron. Thanks for coming in. Not pun on the word there. Hope you've enjoyed. You've chosen a very awkward time to join the stream. JG, don't answer.
Wow.
See, Jonas, this is exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, seeing it popped up recently on the IG. JG is got a machine gun tonight. And it's... There was this video going around a couple of years ago, and it was Arnie's alphabet.
Oh,
it was him saying
that was good.
Oh man. Do I take Arnie's favorite player as Isaac Cumming?
Oh, very good.
Yes,
Cumming.
very good. JG can't stop.
Oh, he haunts me because he kicked the goal in the siren for Gold Coast to beat Richmond.
There you go.
I think.
Well, I have to loot Oliver and Rookie next week. Maybe. Just wait till the second half. Unlike some. How many rookies do you guys have on field still? 5, 6, if you want to include flex.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
Yeah. What about you, bro?
3.
3. All right then.
JG.
Oh, right. That was him. I forgot about that.
My goodness. Well, we've been caught up with the comments for a while now. How are you two tracking? It's been one hell of a stream so far. We've gone deep into Supercoach and a lot of drive-bys, a lot of hot takes and sound effects.
Yeah,
How are you feeling about tomorrow? Let's we'll quickly jump into Supercoach, and then you guys can do your hot takes on whatever you like. But Damo, tomorrow, how are you feeling?
Against the Catters, I reckon it'll be a close game. I think the past 3, apart from the last one, obviously, where it was a whitewash, came from nowhere against your mob. I don't know what happened there, but I think the 2 games prior to that, it was like, a couple of kicks in it. I reckon it's going to be a close game. I've tipped the Cats, but I think we're in better shape than what we were a couple of weeks ago. I must say that the way we played against North Melbourne, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. The style of winning against West Coast was shit, and we would have got smashed by any other team again. But if we played the way we did against North Melbourne for 4 quarters, like our second half was better than any first half we've had for season 2025 so far. So I'm okay. I'm not overconfident, but if we lose, we lose. But hopefully they just put in that performance again. But what about yourself? Are you think there's going to be a Cattery victory?
I'm insulted you thought the game was going to be close, to be honest, Damo. But look, I think it'll be a good competitive game for a quarter, and then the Cutters will just run away with it. So, when that quarter happens, though, you never know. It's probably going to be the first quarter because Geelong are very slow to start if they've shown anything, and they've been like that for years. Need a bit of a warm up, unfortunately. But no, tomorrow should be good.
See Jonas's message there at the end. He's a baggers man, Jonas.
Oh, that makes so much more sense now. Thank you. Yeah. No, we're not. We're just not playing with our best player because he's out with a finger injury.
I wonder how that happened.
Yeah. No, tomorrow should be a good game. I'm excited to watch the Catters and the Blues go at it.
Yeah.
Should be pretty good. Hopefully, Supercoach stays well. I need Newcomb to pop off tomorrow to make my week that much better. Brad, how you feeling about tomorrow?
Yeah, good because I'm a Tigers supporter, so I don't got to worry. I reckon Cats win by 60. I reckon Swans beat Suns, by the way, for what it's worth, and I think Hawks are going to absolutely smash West Coast. So I'm spewing I couldn't get Newcomb in this week. Sucks not owning him.
JG making
JG left the chat apparently.
What?
He's actually cooked. He has done so much in one night. So much work. So many fires. I'm very proud of the work this man has done tonight. Yeah. We'll go. This is the last question for Supercoach. Sherry VC next week or Sheasel Gorn is the easiest C of my life. I think Sherry's probably the perfect VC for next week. I don't even know what's going on there, but he's just very solid.
Yep.
Who's going to be the late out for Geelong tomorrow? SDK.
You reckon?
Ooh.
Calling it. He's too afraid to face his brother. Calling it.
Where?
Again.
Finger
out. As he should be.
Yep. Geelong by 85. Very good. You guys might need to delete the stream. No, not at all.
Never.
It's all fine. We're all joking, kind of. How will the affect LeBron's legacy? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have held on for dear life for too long. We're going to put you out of your misery. Thank you so much for hanging out with myself, Damo from Supercoach Edge, and Brad, Supercoach Pro. You all know him. You know both of these guys, legends in the community. Damo, where can the lovely people find you?
You can find us on Apple, Spotify, all the usual audio streaming platforms, and likewise on YouTube. And Twitter, best way to hit us up there. People have been sending messages to us on Instagram of all things, and I think it's kind of going by the wayside of Facebook for me anyway. I don't really use it that much. Notifications aren't being sent by Facebook to us when people are sending messages because Facebook's shit. So if you need any messages, any DMs that you want to slide into us, feet pics, all that sort of stuff, which is more Liam's domain, please send it through via Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Amazing stuff. Yeah, go slide in the DMs. Do it. Brad, where can these apparently gooners come find you?
Yep. YouTube is Supercoach Pro, and then my Twitter is Supercoach Pro 91. So yeah, do streams as well and whatnot, and jump on with view ads when I get the chance. But yeah, that's where you can find me. So we're fine. We're going to be top 500 a week. This, by the way, you know that we're going to be top 500. I'm just calling it now.
You reckon?
Up and about.
Up and about. Up and about. I love it. Alrighty. Thank you so much for everyone that hung around, especially for the 2 odd hours. You guys are absolutely legends. Make sure you guys give a like to the stream. Make sure you subscribe to myself, Rookie Coach AFL, to make sure you get notifications, ring that bell, just so you know when all these amazing streams are happening. Make sure you go sub to these 2 legends as well. Go spam the DMs, go send feed pics, all that good stuff. And thank you so much for hanging out. Good luck for your games tomorrow and end of round. Some big scores are happening. Final thoughts, Damo, that you'd like to leave the people with? Can be Supercoach relevant or not?
Sorry, I was just reading tweets on my other browser there, just catching up on.
The private browser.
Yeah, yes. Make sure it has to be private. Maybe that's the other tip that we bestow the listeners with. Make sure, just double check that you got your private browser enabled, if need be, for Supercoach, for Arnold, for Cumming, for all that sort of stuff. But yeah, all the best for the remainder of the round, and hopefully you can come away with a massive score.
Awesome. And Brad, yourself, final thoughts for the people.
There is no brain cells left for me to actually give any thoughts, but just have a good Supercoach week. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and yeah, thanks for having us, lads.
Yep.
Amazing stuff. Thanks for being out, guys.
Thanks,
See you
lads.
soon.